All right, baby. It's game 6. Let's go.
Yep.
I didn't know when today ended and tonight started. Really confused me making that post. Tonight, I didn't know if it's tonight at 5 p.m. or today at 5 p.m.
Tonight.
5 p.m. starts. Is 5 p.m. the official start of tonight?
Yeah, I think like 4 p.m. is like the last you could do today.
4 o'clock.
4 p.m. is the last.
Yeah, 4 p.m. is the last today.
Okay. Yeah. So tonight, 5 o'clock.
Tonight, 5 p.m. Public house. Pull up on us. I'm charged up. Charged up.
I don't feel like that's a good thing. No. You charged up earlier.
Earlier when?
The last game. Game 5.
Yeah, who was?
Well, they lost.
Before game 1.
Well, charge down. Be a battery drainer.
I was charged up before game 1. Game 2.
No, that's fine. Game 2 is legit. Game 1 was a Saturday. This is terry cloth. It's back, baby.
Yeah. We got them screaming D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo. We got them screaming D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, D-Lo. We your number one spot. We your number one spot for some sports, huh? Got the city going crazy when we work, huh? We top 2, but we ain't 2, we in first, huh? And when you need the real, we is who you search, huh? D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo, KC, D-Lo. We your number one spot.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
We welcome you in here to the Friday, April 28th edition of D-Lo and KC. I'm Damian Borling.
Acknowledge me.
He is Kenny Caraway.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledge me.
And we are so happy that you are here with us. Game 6 tonight.
A little uneasy tonight, partner?
Yeah, a little bit.
Understandably so. Season's
bit.
on the line. You're going into hostile environments. You're going into the world champs home where they haven't lost many games at all.
Yeah.
I understand. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I don't feel the same way.
So you confident?
I don't know if I'm confident.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Oh,
if
yeah,
I was
I mean,
a player
I'm excited
in that locker room, I would be chomping at the bit. I would
no
be
doubt.
charged all the way up. I don't know what's going to happen.
No
I think my
doubt.
confidence yesterday was at about a 4. I don't know if it's moved. I think it's around 4 or 5. So I'm not like overly confident or like, oh no, they're going to get this done. There's a lot of worry there, but I'm excited to get this thing started. I want to see how these guys play. I think they're going to come out the way that I'm feeling right now. I think they're going to come out just like them dogs, man. Like the X-ray show, man. They got that dog.
I hope you're right. I'm done trying to predict how this team is going to come out. I don't even think it matters how they come out. I think it matters how they play.
Yeah.
They came out just fine a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't think this is a game where, I mean, this is a really stupid thing to say with 3 hours and 58 minutes left in the show. I don't know how you analyze this game. Like there's so many different variables to this that no matter what we think, no matter what Malik Monk has said, no matter what Domantas Sabonis said, after the fact, this is a must-win game. This is the only must-win game they've had all year. The Pacers wasn't a must-win game. What was their first win of the season after going 0-4? Miami wasn't a must-win game. None of those were.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in our head, maybe in our conversation, maybe we can't let 3 get to 4. We can't let 4 get to 5. Sure. But this is a must-win.
Absolutely.
Because if you don't, season's over. And we can reflect on that and we could talk about it and the whole deal. But I have no idea. It's exactly what Malik said yesterday during practice. Hey, Malik, what's a desperate team look like? You're gonna find out tomorrow. What's a desperate Kings team look like? You're gonna find out tomorrow. And it's not a big, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. It's like, I don't know, we're gonna find out tomorrow. I know what it, and I'm sure in Malik's case, Malik knows what it looks like because he was in that practice before the media got in there. He was in those closed door meetings. He was a part of that. He knows what it looks like. We don't. Yeah. We don't. And genuinely in as you said, a hostile environment, they don't know. They know how they feel. They know what they want to do. But the question is, will they be able to do it? Will they be able to stop Draymond Green from having the game of the last half decade? Will they be able to keep Kevon Looney? You know what weird stat this? You know the Kings, like, they've led almost every game in rebounding. And I think the one that they lost was like by 1. We were so fixated on rebounds in game 5. And I think so much of that goes down to it's like the plays with Gary Payton, right? Like they were timely. It's when they happen. The turnovers from Domantas Sabonis. Domantas Sabonis, if he's the hub of the offense, you're allowed to have a turnover. You're going to have a turnover. You're going to have 2. All right, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you don't want that, but it's going to happen. Problem was when they happened. Those turnovers felt impactful. The offensive rebounds from Kevon Looney felt impactful. The points that Gary Payton had at the basket felt impactful. It was the timing of all of that stuff versus it being stretched out over a 4-quarter game.
And that's one of the things that I, I was thinking about and was trying to convey yesterday. All credit to the Warriors and how well they played and getting that win. Everybody, Jordan Poole, I can't remember what he did off the top of my head, but most of the people played well. They showed up like champions do. And it was a 1-possession game with a minute to go.
Jordan Poole had 10.
Yeah.
4 of 12.
You could probably say he played better. He could play better. 4 of 12, 1 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
He didn't step up. But, I mean, one of those things, Draymond played better than he's expected to a lot of the times offensively. So it balanced out. But through everything that was going on with the Kings, how bad we feel Herter played, how bad we feel Sabonis played, 2 of 21 after the first quarter from beyond the arc, all that other stuff.
Insane.
It's a 1-possession game, man. It's a 1-possession game. And it's one of those things where I look at these two teams, they're very close. And I'm looking at the Kings, and if I'm Mike Brown or one of the players in that locker room, it's not a whole lot we need to do. Nobody has to necessarily be Superman. It's not this big, daunting task. Play the way that we're supposed to play, better than what we've done so far. You'll have a great opportunity to win this game. Great opportunity. That's as simple as you can put it. And when I talk about Herter or Sabonis or Harrison or even Keegan, like I said yesterday, none of that other stuff matters. That's kind of the beauty about, if there is any kind of beauty in being an elimination game, is you could talk about what got you to this point, being down 3-2 and all this other stuff, but none of that really matters. Like if you're Kevin Herter, 4 of 21 from beyond the arc, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you go 4 of 7 today, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. My point being,
but how many players can, because clearly you could, how many players can compartmentalize like that? And I know that's something they work on, because Mark Jones tells us all the time with their, I don't know if spiritual coach is the right title for Graham, but he talks about that all of the time on the broadcast. We see Graham out there before games talking to people, and part of it is, and this is what Mark referenced often, being able to move. How quickly can you move on? How quickly can you get to the next play? How quickly can you stop thinking about that? Well, we know it's bothering Kevin Herter. We know that. Ask anyone who's attempted to talk to Kevin Herter lately. Kevin Herter's never been like Malik in front of the microphone, or never been like Mike Brown in front of the microphone, but he certainly hasn't been what he has the last couple of days. Yeah. And that's like, I understand his frustration, but it means he's thinking about it, which means, to me, your idea of none of that matters, move on. I don't know that he's going to be able to, because it feels like he's thinking about it.
He might not, but if he hits 2 in a row and starts feeling good about himself, that's the
I will give you this for the first time ever. Okay, if Kevin Herter hits his first shot, maybe that gets him going.
Maybe, it's all it's all finicky, man. It's like it's one of those things where you just don't know. You have to just keep playing because people have been in shooting slumps and hit their first shot and be like, there you go. Now we about to cook and miss their next 6 or 7. Like it. Every shot is its own shot.
Keegan was able to do it. I mean, if there's some positive, if there's something for Herter to look at, is Keegan did it. This series, Keegan did it.
One thing, you're 100% right. One thing that I would, and I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know how it works out. One thing that I would try to do if I was Kevin Herter is get to the free throw line. Get to the free throw line.
Oh.
I don't know how he's going to do it. He's not really that type of scorer. But get to the free throw line, get a layup, see if that gets you going. But it like this is what I try to even like the numbers and making if he has a good game, all this like none of that matters. It's all about coming together as a unit and getting one win. One win. Like there's a certain element to game 1 where you get one win and it's like, oh man, we need 3 more now. You know what I mean? Like there's a certain daunting task to that. When you're in this situation and it doesn't matter, like I say, get this game 7. You can't even worry about game 7. Like literally, you can't even think about that. All you can think about, man, just get this one. Get this one, and I'll take my chances with the next one. Get this win. It don't matter how you do it, no matter how grimy it is, no matter if it's beautiful. Get one win. It is as simplified as it can get in this situation. I can't wait to see how they play.
The most free throws Kevin Herter has shot in a game is 7. He's shot 5 or more 6 times. They've won 5 of 6 in those games. That's the secret.
The crazy thing about it, he's gotten better as the season gone along, but he's not even that good of a free throw shooter.
Well, the true crazy part is those, like he's getting buckets in those games. I said 6 times. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 6 times. In those, but that he shot 5+. 26 points, 26 points, 27 points, 17 points, 27 points. Interestingly enough, the game where he shot 6 of 7. He was 3 of 7 from the field and scored 14 in that one. The shot wasn't dropping. He made it a point to get to the foul line.
Yeah.
But how much of an inability to do that is the Warriors, right? That's
to get to the foul line.
Yeah, like that's the Warriors. I think, despite how critical people have been of their defense. 2, no one's been critical of their defense at home. Tonight's game is at the Chase Center, but overall, it's a good defensive team. I think we all know that it's at worst, it's a decent defensive team, but it's a good defensive team. I think that stuff plays a part. Like part of being a good defensive team is, and every Kings fan has heard this before, defend without fouling.
They foul a lot though. I don't know if it's the overall or just on the road, but they foul often. But okay. I agree with you. I think they have good defense.
Like what's components. A lot? Like what constitutes a lot?
I think they're in the bottom third of the league in fouls. But once again, I heard that it could have been just on the road and not overall. I can't remember exactly. But they have good defensive components. I mean, when you talk about Andrew Wiggins being back in there, that's part. And even if they did throughout the season have like one of the worst fouling defenses, half of that season was at Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
So now they got one of, if not,
who's been phenomenal. This series.
Who's been one of their best defenders. They got him back out there. Gary Payton II is a good defender as well. He's back out there, so they bolstered that part of their unit, and they're a really good defensive team at home. Really good defensive team. So it's a tall task, no doubt about it. I think they're up to it. I think the Kings are up to it.
I don't think they're going to run from it. I'll say that. You can be up to it and still lose.
Absolutely.
That's the problem when you're playing a championship caliber team. Like the Golden State Warriors, at least championship caliber, in my opinion. We'll come back.
What Game 4 was. They played well in Game 4. They just didn't win.
Yeah, that's right. We'll come back. We'll talk more, obviously, about Game 6 tonight. We'll dive into this game a little bit deeper. Who you want to see step up tonight for Sacramento and help carry the load. How is De'Aaron Fox going to be? Well, we've got the what's cracking injury report with Dr. Lance on the way. De'Aaron ain't on it. He is just flat out not on it. So we'll talk much more about that. The playoff push, some series came to a conclusion. Second round set in the Eastern Conference. We'll dive into all of that. We are just getting started, and the phone lines are open for you all day. 916-909-1320. Get in with us. It's Dealing with KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320.
The new Mamba Seats is dropping.
Yeah, I saw that.
Lord have
Couple
mercy.
days.
Those
That-
fours are.
That
I love those shoes.
the back by the heel is cold.
Yeah,
That is ice cold.
the fours are. Yeah, they're my choice for the most comfortable shoes I've ever played basketball in. They get that. They get that distinction.
How y'all feeling in the chatty house? We'll put that up as a poll question.
It's so Broly not a stopwatch. Don't never stop. I'm a bar
Let's
splitter.
see. Man, they changed all these buttons. Okay. Shoot.
I'm a bar spitter.
All right, poll question up for Kings fans. How you feeling? See you for Game 7. Great season ending tonight. I don't know, man. Those are the options for you. Yeah, that's a big component. They got to protect the ball, but even more so, 9-9-9er. They got to capitalize off whatever mistakes Golden State makes, because I don't imagine they're going to make very many tonight. Oh, Leezy, light in the pants reference. Okay. All right, Leezy. Hit the thumbs up if you while you're. We already got more votes than thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up too. Got to do both. Got to do both. Or please do both. $2 steaks will be served at the Chase Center. All right, Mark. No $2 steaks at Public House though. Just at the Chase Center.
No.
I'm with you, Swingman. If Looney gets 20 rebounds, there's no Game 7. I think I'm gonna ride with you on that one, Swingman, for sure.
I'll say this about Looney's 20 rebounds and all this other stuff. That was a point of emphasis in Game 4, and
It's a good question.
they were on
Jared.
it. They were on it. They bounced back. So I expect the same thing tonight. Is it Breen?
Is Mike
tonight?
Brain on the call?
He might be. My guess is
saw-
they put him in LA though.
I saw Mark was doing. Is it what's tomorrow? Heat.
He
Knicks tomorrow.
Not
Not tomorrow.
Sunday.
Sunday morning. Oh, Edgar, that is a hot take. I don't think that's happening. Oh, is it? Wait, Scott Foster. Is this Scott Foster? Maybe. Maybe.
Our boy Scott
Maybe.
Foster.
Michigan, I messed around. I ordered a couple I didn't like the way they came out. I thought they came out like trash. Got a poll question up on YouTube asking Kings fans, how you feeling about tonight? See you for game 7. Great season ending tonight. I don't know, man.
What?
I was going to put what, but I wasn't sure how many people would get that. Of course, if you're on our YouTube channel, you probably absolutely get it. But the results right now, literally just posted this during the commercial break. So feel free to jump in and share your thoughts with us. Feel free to jump in and hang out. Twitch.tv/ESPN1320, YouTube.com/ESPN1320. 57% say see you for game 7. 20% say great season ending tonight. 23% say, I don't know, man. That's where we're at as the votes roll in here with our YouTube watchers.
What you think?
I don't know, man. What? I don't know what to think. Like I'm hesitant. You want my truth?
I think you think they're losing tonight.
I do.
We can tell in your energy.
I do. I can't.
There's nothing wrong.
Here's the thing, though.
Here.
Tell me why they're not. That's what I need. Like, like you telling me shots are gonna fall. Okay, their shots. The only game that their shots really fell was 4, and they lost. So you got to give me work a couple of other things in here. Like how are they going to win tonight? What's the blueprint for them to win tonight?
They'll shoot better. They'll take care of the ball better. They'll rebound better.
Take care of the ball better. Okay, let's look at that one. Let's go back to game 4. 126 to 125. Turn the ball over 10 times. All right.
It's actually not bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Warriors turn the ball over 11.
That's not bad
so
for them either.
Absolutely. 126, 125. Both teams shot 40+%. Points off turnovers, relatively even. Points in the paint, 50-50. Will Z's having his wisdom teeth pulled out today. So,
damn, I thought that was yesterday.
Yeah, I thought it was yesterday too. It's in fact not, because he was like, because Will text me. He did his article over at ESPN1320.com. Go check that out. He was like, yeah, I'm getting my wisdom teeth pulled. So I probably can't do the show. I was like, well, you can't do the show. You're getting your
Right.
like, it's okay. He was like, yeah, but we'll probably see you at Public House. I was like, well, you're not going to see us at Public House. Like, I assure you, I've had my wisdom teeth pulled. I think a lot of us have. You're not going to Public House tonight, buddy. Just stay home, relax, and watch the game. But I think Will would like this number. We're analyzing based on what you said. The second chance points were pretty different in game number 4. 18 to 11 in favor of Sacramento. You go back to the games they won. The story is pretty similar. Again, we're talking about one possession games here. Turnover battle. Kings won 15 to 13. That was game number 1. Game number 2, there were a lot of turnovers in that game. And that's why I think the score reflected it. And Warriors fans will tell you, Warriors fans didn't turn the ball over. The Warriors turned the ball over 20 times in that one.
And which game was that?
Game number 2.
Game 2.
Yeah, game 2. I'm not positive, but it sure felt like 18 of them were in the first quarter.
Right. I think they had 8 in the first quarter.
14 turnovers for the Kings in that one. The Kings have done, again, we'll just skip game 3. Kings have done a relatively good job at protecting the basketball with that loss against Golden State. That loss the other night being the notable exception when they turned the ball over 19 times. And 6 came from De'Aaron, 5 came from Domantas Sabonis. And if De'Aaron is hindered at all and it's causing these turnovers, like, okay, you probably have to take the trade-off with that. But that puts if you pencil in just because of the situation, De'Aaron we'll go, because I think 5 is considered a high number, right? So we'll go with 5 to 6. You have to be hyper aware of that if you're in a Kings uniform and know, hey, De'Aaron might lose the ball a little bit more than normal. De'Aaron might, have a few more turnovers, which means Domas absolutely can't have 5. And Malik has to be, hyper protective of the basketball, which is sort of against his game. Not being hyperprotective of the basketball, but like Malik's wild. Like it's the good and the bad with Malik. Malik was wild in that fourth quarter, but he got to the basket, and if he didn't get if he didn't get a layup or a shot at the rim, he got to the foul line, and that's the great part of Malik. We've got no Scott Foster tonight.
No Scott Foster tonight. I don't even care. I don't like Scott Foster as a referee. I don't know him as a man, but I don't like him as a referee.
Oh man, it's Tony Brothers on. Who are the officials tonight? Do we know?
Yes. So today we got David Guthrie, Bill Kennedy, and everyone's favorite Ben Taylor.
That's
Ben. Yeah, well, Kevin Herter ain't getting nothing.
Well,
tonight.
hell, De'Aaron might not get nothing. That's the one. Ain't that the one Reese got an issue with?
Oh man, it is. Yeah, it is. We're gonna have to put Rasay in a suite today. She can't be courtside.
Well, she's not at home, so she's not going to be courtside.
Well,
last time I think it was either game 3 or 4 or both. She was like 2 rows behind the Kings bench.
Put Rasay in a suite. Just keep her out of sight. Keep it out of sight. But yeah, like that. I mean, if that's the blueprint, if it's if it's protecting the basketball and hitting your shots, like I believe they could protect the ball. Absolutely believe that. The thing about hitting your shots is it's just tough for me.
Yeah, the only reason why it's not tough for me is because it's not necessarily something that I think the Warriors are doing. Like,
and I think that's where you and I are a little bit different.
So what are they doing?
I don't know.
But
I don't believe much. So they've missed. We're talking 4 games now.
Mm.
Like at some point, like the entire team is in a slump for 4 games.
Unfortunately, nobody's hitting. Nobody's hitting. And the only reason why I say I don't think it's a lot of what the Warriors are doing is because, I mean, if you look at the shots, you're not being stifled and shooting with hands in your face all the time. You're getting good looks and you're not hitting them. If the Warriors were locking up and were like,
would you
in their shorts every single time they take a 3, I'd be like, man, there's nothing you could do about that. That's great defense. You better find plan B. But like these shots are good look, catch and shoot, knockdown type shots.
Would you consider Steph's shot at the end of game 1 a good look?
I mean, I'll answer no.
You wouldn't?
No. Like I know it's Steph.
Like
Curry.
as it's I
know there's nobody in front of you, but nobody would draw.
As it's constituted, is that shot considered a wide open 3?
Probably so. Yeah, probably so. But I mean,
you wouldn't consider it a good look though.
Yeah, you shot off of 1 foot. Like that's what it was. Like if the Kings are taking wide open 1 foot threes, like no, that's not a good look. That's not a good shot. Like I know what you're saying, but the reason why I would say that's not a good look is because he shot it off of 1 foot. If he would have gathered himself and shot it off of 2, I'd be like, yeah, that's a good look.
Davion took 8 threes in the last game. Davion, and I'm not trying to pick on Davion. He just popped in my mind because he had that shot in the corner where he had maybe 45 minutes to get set and like reset his feet, reset the ball. I think he waved to his mom and dad. Might have, if he has a kid, might have blew them a kid. Like he had time and just missed it.
And that's where I will give the Warriors some credit in what they're doing on defense. They're giving something up. And they'll say, we'll let Davion shoot. Like they're not defending him. So I'm like, yeah, they're locking him up. But that's part of the game plan. Game plan is we'll live with him shooting, just like they'll live with Sabonis taking 15-foot jump shots. The game plan wise and being disciplined enough to stay with the game plan is we don't think you can beat us 4 times with Davion going crazy from 3 and Sabonis hitting 15-footers. And in that case, at least with Sabonis 15-footers, like I don't like that either. Like I think they're right in that one. Like I'll live I'll live with Sabonis shooting 15-footers. I'll live with Davion shooting 8 threes.
Really? Man. That 126-125 game, Davion was 1 of 2 from 3. Game 3, I'm gonna stay consistent and throw game 3 out. Game 2, Kings won. Davion 2 of 6 from 3. Game 1, Davion 1 of 2 from 3.
And it's a conundrum.
I don't know what any of that means.
It's a conundrum for the Kings to a certain degree. Because number one, you need him out there for his defense, and also, like I said, you got to take the shot. There was a play late.
But is there a point where you got to stop?
Well, here's the thing. There was a point late in the fourth quarter where the ball got swung around, and Davion should have took the 3, and he drove it in for whatever reason. Like maybe he didn't feel comfortable. Maybe it's like, all right, well, I've missed a bunch of threes. Let me drive it in, turnover. Like everybody's sitting there, like that's what I'm afraid of. Like you could say, just drive it in. There's 4 guys in the paint.
916-909-1320. Let's get Glenn in here. What's up, G?
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Glenn?
Man, I love you guys. I work in the grocery business and I do Instacart in the afternoons, and I listen to you guys waiting on shops. And
that's awesome.
That's what's up, man.
Thanks, man.
I mean, just killing time. But I wanted to say, my dad was an original season ticket holder of the Kings, not at Arco, but the old one.
Mm-hmm.
He lives here in Sacramento, and I had that VH tape of the first Kings game in Sacramento transferred over to DVD. He's going to watch it before the Kings game tonight.
Oh, that's great.
That's
and
really
it's awesome.
cool.
Reggie Theus and it was Gary Gerald was there.
Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be neat for him. Yeah, we just got to get off to a quick start. Sabonis needs to definitely. They need to get him in the ball inside and just send a message. You know, hey, we're not messing around. We want to go back to Sac. And then last thing I wanted to tell you also is that, you know, being a big Kings fan, called my sister in Reno. So yes, I'm telling her before she gets off work or after she gets off work, she needs to stop by the Nugget. She's going to put some money down on the Kings tonight.
There you go. There you go. Right on, G. We
There
appreciate
we go,
you, man.
baby.
Thanks for the love. Different Nugget, but shout out to my man Nathan at Nuggets, the Nugget I shop at, man.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of great people in that store, man. I appreciate all of them. I go at the same time every single week, so I know
That's the big baller Nugget right there. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's not.
I can't get into that.
It's literally referred to as the new Nugget. Like that's
I go to the
because I didn't know that I didn't know this till there's an original Nugget. That's
Is it
how
the one in Greenhaven.
No, the original Nugget in Roseville.
Oh,
that's how
is it not there no more?
No, it's still there.
Oh, okay.
It's just how you differentiate Roseville, I guess, the original Nugget and the new Nugget.
Mm.
But I bugged out this morning. I went in, grabbed the things I need, talked to my people, was leaving, and I'm like, started looking around. Nipsey Hussle was playing. I was like, who the hell is in charge of the radio here? Well, Nipsey Hussle playing inside the Nugget at on Blue Oaks today.
Shout out to the Nugget on Florham Road in Greenhaven, right next to Sherry's. You know, went up there a bunch of different times, man. Big ups.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Nuggets.
That Marshall's over there too. Big ups to that Marshall's.
Okay. All right. I ain't done Marshalls in a while since I stopped looking for size 38 by 38 jeans.
I go to Marshalls now to go get
with Fat Albert on them.
To go get like the white tees, you know, like the V-necks.
Yeah. Underrated necessity, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really
it's that time of year. I gotta re-up.
High quality undershirts are severely
Time to re-up, man.
We mentioned that the Kings are out rebounding the Warriors. The number that's furthest, and I don't have to guess what you're about to say. The number that's furthest from the season average is their assist total. And I think it's pretty obvious why that is. Mike Brown knows why that is. He laid that out yesterday after practice. But not hitting shots has brought that number way down, and slight alterations to their game as well. Obviously, the missed shots, there's games They shot 35 threes, 34 threes in game number 4, 35. That's kind of low, but for a game that like they played that well in, it's a relatively low number. Yes, there's been more driving to the basket. There's been more attempts at the foul line. There's been more, obviously, De'Aaron living in that mid-range area. Malik kind of living in that mid-range area. That's also influenced that assist number being way, 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 way down over the season average.
Yeah, it's sister a two-way street.
Yeah, no doubt.
So,
I mean, the main reason is the missed shots.
Yeah.
It's just I think there are other things at play, but the number one reason is the missed shots.
Yeah, man, and you gotta
But and I think even in that game 4, it was 25 assists, which
right? Or is it 27?
No, it's 27.
27.
Yeah, 27 is the number.
Mhm.
It was at 25, and and I don't think they even approached it. 126 in game 1. Warriors had 31 assists. Kings had 18
In game 1.
Yeah.
In game 1 it was a lot of ISO, Monk and
Mhm.
Fox.
Yeah, that was the 32 from Malik.
Yeah, so that makes sense. But not to sound like a broken record, but all this comes back to making
I know.
your shots.
I got you.
It all comes back to making shots. And you got to hit your threes. That's why I know a lot of people, talking about Davion and all these other guys stop shooting the threes and stuff like that. It's a fine line. Like I understand what people are saying, and I agree to a certain degree. Like you can't just camp out there and bombs away and sometimes take it to the cup or whatever the case may be. I get it, but for me personally, the way I viewed this team since November, they have to hit the 3 to win. They have to. More times than
I
not.
think there's certain guys that the Warriors are just gonna let him shoot, and I think Davion is one of them.
Okay, but here's the thing. Even if Davion is one of them, if Herter, Keegan, Harrison might be one of those guys too, to be honest.
That they'll leave?
Yeah. If any two of Herter, Harrison, Lyles, and Keegan are hitting their wide open looks, because they're getting the wide open looks.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can survive. You can survive Davion.
Yep.
Shooting that. But the killer is they've had maybe one guy out of those 4 the entire time. They haven't been able to get 2 guys playing well. Then you look on the flip side with the Warriors. I mean, they've maybe had one guy not shoot the ball well in a game. Last game, if I saw correctly, they had 1, 2. Yeah, they had 4 20-point scores.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had 4 20-point scores.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, and for the most part,
you need a 30-point score.
Yeah, well, one was 30 with Steph, but
oh, you were talking about the Warriors.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, the Warriors.
Warriors have 4 guys 20 plus, and they haven't had one of those games where nobody's hitting or one guy's hitting.
But I don't think they do that. I think that's far rarer for Golden State than it is for Sacramento.
I don't think it's going to happen. All I'm saying is that they need that. The Kings need that type of production from multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
They need Fox, Monk, Sabonis, and then Harrison with 15, Herter with 15. You know what I mean? And they haven't been able to get it yet this series.
Let's get Disco Tim in here. I know he's feeling positive. 916-909-1320. Get in on these phone lines here. Disco Tim, what's happening, baby?
I'm going to tell you what's happening, my brothers. This is what's happening. Tonight, they're going in. They're going in tonight. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be epic. And that last caller, his dad was the original season ticket holder. So was I. I was an original season ticket holder till 1990 when I made some bad life choices and lost my gas. But we're back on track now. We're going to win tonight. It's going to happen.
Let's go, baby.
All right, Disco Tim, let's go, boy.
I needed that from Disco Tim, man. That's good stuff right there. If you want to get in, be a part of the conversation. we're pretty much free all day long.
Yeah, man. I want to hear from the people, man. I want to hear what Kings fans and Warrior fans, if you want to call to and talk your talk. I want to hear what everybody got to say today.
Yeah, Drapes is going to join us at 1:30, and James is funny. I was like, hey, let me know what you want. This is last night. Let me know what you want to do tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be pretty tough for you. 5 o'clock start. I know it's going to be pretty tough. So just let me know what you want to do. He was like, okay, I'll let you know how the day goes. All right, man. Okay. I'll just wing my radio show until we figure out what James wants to do. But James will be a bonus for us. I honestly, I don't expect to hear from James today.
Yeah.
But I know he's on his way. And I know the crew is on their way to the Chase Center right now. Given the time he told me he was going to leave, they're probably pretty close to San Francisco. So we may or may not hear from James. We will definitely hear from Kyle Draper, who I'm sure is posted up in San Francisco as well.
I think he's going to be on his way. That's what he said.
Checks out.
Yeah,
it checks out. Another footnote. I think we mentioned this on the live stream yesterday after the show ended. We had seen something regarding the Toronto Raptors and the expansive coaching search they're on, and I didn't really dig into it. I just love the wording of it because it reminded me so much of Sacramento and what went on in leading into the hiring of Mike Brown. But once I did take time to click on the article, I saw that Jordi Fernandez's name was on the list, which is it's awesome because Jordi's tremendous. But it also felt like it's similar to the coach of the year for me, similar to coach of the year, the clutch player of the year, like those type of accolades. It's further validation. Like y'all got something good here, which we're not used to. I don't know that anyone has been poached from Luke Walton's coaching staff, or if anyone has been poached from Dave Yeager's coaching staff.
Yeah.
But the fact that Mike Brown's been here 1 year, this season has been really successful. Jordy's been a huge part of that. I love seeing his name attached to this. I would have said, no, you can't talk to him. He needs to ride with us a little bit longer. But, of course, Mike Brown would never do that. And the Toronto Raptors got permission to talk to Jordi Fernandez.
Yeah.
So.
And the good thing about
I didn't see any veterans on. Maybe I didn't read the entire. I didn't see any vet coaches on that list. Saw a lot of well, okay, sorry. I guess Kenny Atkinson is considered a. I don't know if he's considered a young coach or not, but
I wouldn't consider him a young coach.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you can. I mean, he only had the one job, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, but you didn't see
not an old coach.
Mark Jackson's name wasn't on the list,
right?
Yes, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
but I'm a Jordy fan, man.
Absolutely.
Becky Hammond's on the list.
I saw that.
I don't know what to make of that either. I mean, if it's genuine, great. Cool. Great. But I always, anytime it's out there, I just all right.
Yeah.
It's literally it's the only one. Like, if you're doing a PR stunt, just interview a different woman. Build this up a little bit more. Right. Y'all interviewing the same woman over and over and over again, right, with no intentions of giving her the job. But hopefully, especially after what she did in the WNBA this past season.
Champion.
Indeed. Again, the phone line's open for you, 916-909-1320. We got the playoff push presented by Michelob Ultra on the way. Tony, we missed you. Tony, hit us back, man. We got you. Tony, we'll get you on right out the gate. You want to get in on the phone lines, you can, 916-909-1320. We're kind of your de facto countdown show leading into the game. We'll be wrapping things up at 4 o'clock and then headed to the watch party at Public House. 5 o'clock, we'll be there having some great drinks, some food, just hanging out. Kings fans coming together. It's going to be a good time tonight at Public House. 916-909-1320. We'll come back with more. Steeling with KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320. I'm hearing.
That thing's my.
Oh, it's your computer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know that noise. 56% say see you for game 7.
56. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Hmm.
Rasay tweeted,
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Risay.
hey,
Let's
hey,
go.
hey, all hands on deck. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, look at Business Decision Sports. Say he's gonna be at the watch party, man. Come, make sure you come say what's up, big dog.
Is he being serious?
I don't know.
He hit the LOL. Is he being serious?
He asked if there was a watch party tonight earlier.
Oh man,
He
come
said,
through.
Yeah, pull up, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drew Down was there on Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
pull on up.
Guys, we just fucking watching basketball.
That's all.
That's all. We just watching basketball.
Make sure you say what's up if you do come up. Business.
And you won't be the only Warriors fan there. There'll be Warriors fans working there. There might be Warriors fans who work here that'll be there. But yeah, come through. Like we talk our shit and have fun, but we're just watching basketball, man, and it's fun.
Nah, we're not playing in Rockland tomorrow. We're playing in Rancho tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta let me know when you're in Rockland, man, so I could come see Reese play.
Yeah, it's crazy right now because baseball's taking priority. So, although we don't play on Saturdays, but All Stars is about to start. That is on Saturday, so it's crazy. I'll let you know though for sure.
No, Jay Solo, what do you do? Jay Solo said he start work at 5. Yeah, business really coming through, man. That's good stuff. You don't have to buy us a drink. We appreciate you.
Say what's up, man.
Yeah, just come through, hang out with us, watch the game. No cutoff. no cutoffs, but I am I'm dressed for the weather today, that's for sure. Oh, what I was saying about the cutoffs, Michigan's, if you're still in here, what I do is I just get the tri-blend shirts and cut the sleeves off. Like, I know it's not the same, but I couldn't find a material good enough on the available. Like, I wanted like a solid dry fit material. I just couldn't get one that I thought looked good and like was good quality. Like we went through a stage, I think, when the website first opened, we were selling you some of that stuff was bullshit, and we had to figure it out along the way and clean it up. Now we're on point. The stuff you get now is on point.
Remind me to ask.
Damn shame.
Off the air, about merch. Just remember, say what you want to ask me about merch.
We're not on the air, are we?
Well, I mean,
off.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, try that. It's because those tri-blends fit really good and the cut's pretty smooth. Live on the Odyssey app, live on ESPN 1320 AM, 98.5 FM KRXQ HD2. You can watch the show, as many of you are. We appreciate it. Twitch.tv/ESPN1320, YouTube.com/ESPN1320. Obviously, it's no secret. As good old JR used to say, business is about to pick up. And that was the case when the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors were set for the first round. We appreciate everyone who has tuned in over the course of the last 2.5, 3 weeks or whatever it's been. And regardless of what happens tonight, regardless of if there's a game played on Sunday, we hope that you dug the show, and we hope that you'll stick around for the rest of the NBA playoffs and what we expect to be a really, really exciting offseason for the Sacramento Kings. And oh, by the way, we do talk football. We do talk other things, but we super serve our audience, man. And we know that right now it is about the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. It is about the Sacramento Kings in the playoffs, and that's kind of why we've been so focused on those two entities for the last few weeks. Plus, 49ers didn't have a pick yesterday. I was following along. I turned the draft on one time yesterday. We'll talk about it later. When I saw that, the kid from Kentucky, Willett, was just, I felt bad for him. I was hoping they got him out of there, that they didn't just have the, camera sitting on him for the rest of the first round. But that was the only time I really tapped in. I was just kind of following along on the iPad. There was, man, it's amazing to me. There were the 3 of the first 4 picks were quarterbacks. That's not amazing. 3 of the first 4 picks were black quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I don't say this often in the NFL. In fact, I don't say this ever. But there's clearly things changing in the NFL regarding how that position is viewed.
Well, absolutely. And one got paid yesterday too. How about that?
I think they looked at the top of the draft and were like, we got the best one out of all of these guys. Like, we need to sign our quarterback.
Yeah. I didn't watch much. I turned at the beginning. I saw the trade the Texans made. So after they had just picked, who they get? CJ
Is that
Stroud.
Arizona?
Yeah, they got CJ Stroud. I saw when the Texans made their trade. I saw Anthony Richardson go to the Colts because I guess the only thing I was really worried about, I didn't want him to go to Seattle. And once that didn't happen, I was.
And they didn't go quarterback.
No, they went DB.
Yeah,
they went DB.
Which I appreciate because I thought Geno did a hell of a job.
Yeah, they still could have went quarterback
in the first round though, like at 5 or what was it, 6?
They had another pick.
5.
I thought that was the Broncos pick. I thought they had another pick.
They could have went Levis at 20, but they went with that wide receiver instead.
So I mean, the combination of no 49ers first round pick and the Sacramento Kings with doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Plus I was pretty locked into that Hawks Celtics game yesterday.
Man.
I had no care in the world. I
and
was in there. Anybody can do whatever they want to do, right? Like, I'm not judging. That looked miserable to be in Kansas City standing there for the NFL draft.
Yeah, that did not. I don't
like what
what
am I doing?
We're doing too much with this right now. Like, I understand why you do it. Yeah, that did not look.
I'm just sitting there panning out in a great crowd, like as always.
As always.
But people just standing around while there's 10 minutes on the clock for the Cardinals.
Hashtag not for me. Yeah, that is not for me. But that game between the Celtics and the Atlanta Hawks absolutely was. It's the playoff push presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. The Celtics moving on, closing out the Heat. That's actually, I ain't never seen anything like that inbounds possession where Trey trying to inbound the ball, throws it up, can't. So they got no timeout. So he throws it off of Marcus Smart. They have a good laugh about it. Like, okay, all right, regroup. Here we go again. Can't find anyone. Throws it off of Marcus Smart again. They make the switch. Okay, Trae Young. We get Trae Young out of there. Put him over in the corner. Marcus Smart's guarding him. Now Al Horford is guarding them. Throw it off Al Horford. And I, honest to God, thought on the 4th attempt, because the clock was, whether it's an internal clock or he's keeping an eye on the official, is ticking. And they just throw the ball directly out of bounds. I don't know if he was aiming for Al Horford. I don't know what happened, but they just threw, like, the ball just, it was like a movie. He just threw the ball and it just, no one's there.
I think he was going for Bogey. He was cutting to the basket, but I think Bogey cut in. He was expecting him to go out.
Oh, okay. Because there was no one there. Like, literally no one there.
I absolutely watched that game so happy for Bogey. Definitely was happy for him to be in that moment. Bogey actually played relatively well. We joke about that. We love Bogey.
No, I do like Bogey. Yeah, it was all of the silliness surrounding it. I think Bogey's I wouldn't have paid Bogey again, but Bogdan Bogdanović, it's a solid basketball player right there.
I thought the Hawks were going to get him as I was watching the game. Like, I didn't know how I felt going into the game. That as I was watching and Trae Young, I guess I'm just a Trae Young stan at this point.
I think you are.
Get happy every time he hits a 3. I thought he was going to do it. Trae was what? He had 30 and 10.
30 and 10. Night? He took a lot of shots though. Like he took 28. I think to get to that 30.
He had 25 in the first half to only 5 in the second.
Didn't he have 18 in the first quarter?
I don't
I
remember.
think he had 18 in the first quarter. He came out cooking.
Did he hurt
came
his
out
finger?
cooking.
Like, goodness gracious. He had 25 in the first and 5 in the second.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, but he was getting them up.
I like Trae Young, man.
He's a good ball player.
I also watched.
I don't.
Go ahead.
Just quick things I want to leave. I don't. I know I don't like the Hawks. Like, I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they're far away. Like, I think you need to manipulate the roster doesn't make sense to me. If you manipulate the roster a little bit, I think that's a potentially really good basketball team.
So who are you moving?
Well, probably Bogey.
But Bogey's a guy off the bench. Like, he's not moving. Bogey isn't changing what you do.
Can you find a more solid front court guy?
Well, probably. I mean, Capella's not like this great guy.
I don't think Capella's great for Trae.
You got a Kojito waiting in the wings.
Okay. I'm good. Like, swap those out?
Well, what I would do is I would, if I got a Koji waiting, I'd move Capella for something. But like you said, they're not far away. Like, who are you moving on from Sadiq Bey? Seems like a good.
But for what?
3.
I like Sadiq Bey.
You moving on from John Collins, like they've been trying to.
They're moving on from John Collins. It's the first day of the offseason. They probably already started the process of moving on from John Collins, and then they're going to tell us when the season starts, we're not going to trade John Collins.
But production wise, like, you're going to get better production at the 4 from John Collins. I think it's not necessarily a talent thing. It's like they got to find guys that work well together and are playing for one another. And it might be this.
Well, that's what I meant by the roster tweaks.
Yeah. Well, and it's got to be one of those 5 though. It's got to be
one of the starting 5.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those starting 5. I mean, you got Jalen Johnson who came in there and did some good things.
Does DeJounte and Trae work together?
In theory, I don't know if in actuality it does, because you got DeJounte's the bigger shooting guard that can guard,
I don't want to do the
backcourt.
I'm not trying to do the Giannis season is a failure thing. But like, what would you consider this Hawks season? Like, just the season?
Nah, it's got to be, the season's got to be looked at as a failure for them. I mean, they went out, they made a big move to get DeJounte Murray. They thought it would catapult them up at least into the top 4 of the East.
But
they're in the play-in.
And it's perfect. So to play more into Giannis's point, it didn't feel like they grew. Like there's
and they lost their coach. Coach got fired.
That happened too.
So
maybe that's probably an important footnote too.
Yeah.
Quinn Snyder, I think we all believe, I know you and I do, is a very good coach.
Mm-hmm.
You get a full off season with Quinn Snyder and a full season with Quinn Snyder as well.
If I was, and I'm not sure if this works, but if I was Atlanta, maybe try and package Collins,
$78 million over the next 3.
Collins and Capella for Cat. That's the type of move you need to make. You can't make these little moves. Now, I actually don't think Minnesota's moving on from Cat. I don't think Minnesota's making any moves.
I just saw Cat's name tied to somebody, and I couldn't remember. I can't remember who it was. Not tied, like, rumors are starting with when your season ends, rumors are going to start.
If I was Minnesota, I'd try to survive this Rudy Gobert thing as long as I can and keep Cat and Ant-Man together.
Cat in Atlanta.
So then you're going with the.
So is it?
You're going with,
you said Collins and Capella.
Collins and Capella.
So it's DeAndre and Cat.
DeAndre, Cat, Sadiq Bey, DeJounte, and Trae as your starters. You got Jalen Johnson coming off the bench. You got a Koji coming off the bench, or not a Koji,
Bogey.
but you got Bogey. You got I was calling him Koji the whole time. That's not even his name. The big guy from USC. You got him coming off the bench as well. You probably need a backup point guard. But
I think the USC kid is a Kongwu.
A Kongwu. I kept calling him a Koji. This is a bad job by me.
Bad job by me for not recognizing it. Koji was a kid who played at Minnesota. Yeah, he's in Phoenix. Okay. I don't know. Cat's tough for me. Cat, I don't know. Cat's tough for me. But I'm sure they'll try to move John Collins. It's a tradition unlike any other. And then the tweet that the Hawks have decided to not trade John Collins. Celtics are 23-1 when Tatum and Brown score 30+ in the playoffs.
Wow.
Talk about hitting your shots and winning games. Wow. That'll do it.
I was sitting
23-1.
Oh, look, man, I'm sitting there watching the game, and I think both Atlanta and Boston in the third quarter had like 14, 15 threes. I was like, damn, that would be lovely to be in the third quarter and you got 15 threes already. That would be lovely. How many did Boston might have finished with 20+? Because I know Horford hit 2, Smart hit 2. They might have finished with 20+ threes.
Boston finished with 18.
18.
They were 18 of 42.
Hey, give me 18 threes tonight.
And Atlanta was 15 of 35. Same exact percentage, 42.9%, 42.9%.
Yeah. But that was a good game last night. It was a good game. And
it was.
And now the East.
And this is a big boy series. That's Celtics 76ers series. That's a big boy. Hell, this whole second round setup in the East are big boy series with Miami and New York. We're looking at man, I cannot wait for it to be 51-52 at the end of 3 quarters on Sunday afternoon. Sunday morning.
Gonna be hanging off of Julius Randle's ankle.
Julius, yeah.
Somebody gonna flip Emmanuel quickly into the Bam is gonna flip quickly into the front row.
And Jimmy's gonna make a beeline for Tibbs. That's what's gonna happen. He's going straight for Thibs.
Knicks win, baby.
Those two always find each other.
Always find each other.
Thibs and Jimmy Butler always find a way to find each other.
You got Knicks in how many games?
I got Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5.
What you got?
I've been going back and forth because I think the Knicks are the better team, but Jimmy's just I don't know how to explain it. This is some of the best stuff I've ever seen.
I know.
Them dudes.
Give me Heat in 7.
Oh wow.
I've been talking up the Heat
Jimmy
so far.
Go to the Garden and do that.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Go to the Garden and do that?
Jimmy
Butler
that.
can go anywhere.
Jimmy can't go anywhere.
Jimmy can do that.
Jimmy Butler went into Boston last year and put 46 on their hands.
Jimmy might hit like legendary status this year.
He can.
If he's not there already.
So let me ask you this. And I know Jimmy. I know. I'm not disrespecting him. You think Thibs is gonna let that happen?
You might not have a choice.
That's not something that's up to you.
Pull him. Thibs ain't gonna let Jimmy score 56.
Bam's gonna have to step up too. And I think one thing that's helped the Heat is Duncan Robinson. He's starting to shoot the ball a little bit better for them.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to believe they're just going to keep winning playoff series without Tyler Hero. Like that's kind of nuts.
Right.
Like they knocked out the Bucks. I'll say this: you and your people are going to be unbearable. They're already unbearable. You want one playoff series? You're already unbearable.
You're
about to be
finals, baby. They going.
Stilo and KC. Okay?
As of right now, my dream finals is still alive. This is the latest it's ever been alive in decades.
It's not the Knicks' fault. It's Stilo and KC.
Well, they're not far off.
Not very far at all. KIFM West Sacramento, 98.5 FM KRX QHD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320. Always live on the free Odyssey app, live on Twitch, live on YouTube, and live at 916-909-1320 with Leezy Scorsese. Leezy, what's happening?
Yo, D-Lo and KC, guys, just checking in, doing some quick playoff predictions. Hey, man, before the series started, I said Kings and Warriors was going 7 games. I'm still sticking with that. I think the Kings still won tonight. And just looking forward over in the East, I'm taking Heat in 5 over the Knicks. If they can beat the Bucks, they can beat the Knicks, Casey. I'm sorry. And also, I'm taking Celtics over the Sixers. I think it's going to be a rematch of last year.
Celtics over Sixers.
We're not getting a rematch of last year. It's not happening. I don't know. I part of me wants to take Philly, but there's a couple things going on. I don't like Philly right now.
You don't?
So there's that. Sorry, Draper.
You're gonna have to get over that at some
point. I don't know. I don't know when I'm gonna get over it. I really don't.
Okay.
And then
they literally did nothing to you.
They're jackasses.
Okay.
But then, I don't know, Harden going around slapping people.
Well,
It's not good vibes. It's not good vibes.
There's all that smoke about him going to Houston, too.
I was going to say James is going to Houston anyway, so it doesn't matter. So those are your concerns.
Well, those are two of them.
Okay.
I mean,
I feel like we should probably
other
mention
concerns are-
Joel's injury.
Well, I think he'll be back and playing.
I'm not questioning whether he's going to be back.
I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
I think he'll be fine. My concern before that is Tatum and Brown. I mean, that boy Jason Tatum, boy.
That boy said Heat in 5.
I can't be that bold.
I said Knicks in 5, man. You heard it here first. Sorry,
Knicks
Lisa.
beat Cleveland in 5, and I'm shocked by that.
Julius didn't even play in Game 5. Damn near.
Yeah, so he's dealing with a left.
He didn't even play well the whole series.
Yeah, he didn't. He's dealing with a left ankle sprain, and there's no commitment to his availability on any front yet.
Officially, though, I'll say Celtics in 7.
Celtics over Philly in 7.
Yeah, I've tried to give James Harden the benefit of the doubt too many times in the postseason. I'm just gonna have to be wrong and pick against him, as opposed to saying, nah, it's gonna change this year.
If he goes 7, I think that means Harden and Maxey were stepping up to the plate for them.
I do think Maxey will step up.
Yeah, because they're not. I don't think they're deep enough depth wise, like to go with Boston. So that you're gonna need those other two besides Embiid to step up. I've been teetering Celtics in 6 or 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is Celtics in 5 out of pocket?
No, not at all.
It's not,
because the Sixers can.
It feels disrespectful.
Well, let's just say this. Well, we should tell the whole story.
Oh boy,
he gonna have to show us something. He's low key on James Harden level. Now he has a championship, but Harden got.
Well,
to
he
the
never
finals
lost
too.
the championship with his starting 5.
Oh, there we go. In Mbuptu.
And then he traded
What's it called? In Mbuptu.
Mbuptu.
What would they call it, Jesse?
What do you mean?
Jesse should know. What do they call it?
I don't know. It's 10.
Oh Jesus
No,
Christ!
man. That team had the little sailor in Mbuptu or whatever it's called.
I can't remember.
I have no idea.
Jesse
I
was 10. That's
missed
crazy.
that.
I was
Yeah,
12. I
that's
was
wild.
12.
Mbuptu. Was that an acronym for
Yeah,
something?
I don't know.
Bow body.
That
You don't know what that means.
group, that Doc Rivers, KG, Celtics group, Paul Pierce, they had in Mbuptu or in whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
I'm scared to
I would
Google
I
that.
would always tell them to
M,
shut the hell
like
up.
an M in
I really don't know.
2. What? Okay.
Yeah, we're not continuing the show until we figure this out.
What was the 08 Celtics
Moniker or something like that.
mantra? Goddamn.
Is that what it is?
Ubuntu. The concept.
How do you remember that?
Because I would tell them to shut the hell up every time they brought it up.
I don't know how I got this. Okay. UBUNTU. The concept of Ubuntu is in the NBA started with the 2007-2008 Celtics and head coach Doc Rivers. I don't want to mess. I don't want to mess I don't want to mess.
What it means is probably
humanity,
awesome. And the origins of it is probably great. I'm not talking about that. I just didn't like that Celtics team.
The word means humanity and is occasionally translated to "I am because we are."
Oh, shut up.
Kendrick Perkins recalled that Rivers made the rookies research the concept.
The concept is great. I just don't like the Celtics. That's all
I
it is.
am because we are.
Hell, we might use that here at ESPN.
I like that.
What
I
a
don't want to
team.
use a bunt too. I don't want
Yeah.
to use that. But I like I am because we are.
Put it on a shirt.
Sounds like that Timberland song.
What
The way I are. Was that?
Let me just the way that
Yeah, I don't know if that was Timberland, but that was.
it was.
Timberland
Nelly
produced
Furtado,
it.
wasn't it?
Was that Nelly?
Yeah, I think it was Nelly.
Oh, I played it 4,000 times. No, I
Did
guess
you?
that's
You
the
guys, you guys didn't
way.
play. Say something enough. That was a smash.
You really coming at me for something that happened 15 years ago?
I'm just saying y'all didn't play it enough, man. Drake and Timbo, that was a smash. My girl Keisha Kaur was in that video.
I can't
Gucci's
believe.
wife now.
I am because we are.
The real Gucci, not the ref.
Well, no, because he's referred to as the fake Gucci.
Oh, it's Kerry Hilson. Okay.
Was it?
Oh,
That doesn't sound
that's
right.
my girl, Kerry Hilson.
The song was called "The Way I Are." This is the Google show. That's what we're doing. I'm just Googling every freaking thing we dispute. I'm Googling. Oh no, it was a Timbaland record with Kerry Hilson.
That was my girl, Kerry.
But like the No Apologize record, that wasn't Timbaland. It was a Timbaland record, but it was somebody
was
else.
that Nelly Furtado? Furtado?
No. What's the song called? I apologize. It's too late to apologize. It's the song they play.
No, at the Kings games.
All right, this has gotten out of control. I don't even know.
Kings playing for their lives tonight. We're talking about Nelly Furtado.
Oh man! Well,
So
to finish off the playoff push, I got Celtics in 7. I got Knicks in 5.
What? So let me ask something about the Heat. I was reading an article about this today, and it didn't register when it happened. I knew what happened, but I never thought of it in this term. And I'm curious what both, because I feel like I know what Jesse's going to say, but I don't know what you would say. Would you consider the Heat beating the Bucks a massive upset?
Yes.
Would it one of the biggest upsets in NBA history?
Yeah.
Really?
Especially after they lost Tyler Hero.
Would you?
It's an upset, but I wouldn't consider it massive. I got too much respect for this Miami
What's a bigger
team.
upset?
Well, I mean, we believe. I feel like it's a bigger upset.
I think the Bucks are way better than that Maverick. I know the Mavericks team was a 1 seed, 60 plus wins or whatever.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I never thought that Mavericks team was winning the championship.
And that's fine. My immediate thought was, wow, that's pretty big. The number. I never thought of it as like a massive upset. Like the Heat, the Heat were in the NBA Finals a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is like this series, I predicted I think Bucks in 6 or whatever. It wasn't official, but that's what I thought. So I thought that he could get a couple games, and like you said, they've been finals, Eastern Conference Finals. They've been around.
Like the Kings,
the
Kings beating the Bucks in the first round would have been one of the biggest. I didn't look at it like that.
But now we're talking about the name on the jersey and not who this team was this year.
Well,
they were 8 minutes away from not even making the playoffs.
But they did. And where did they finish last year?
They were the 1 seed.
No, I mean, where did they finish in the playoffs? Wasn't it the Eastern Conference Finals?
Game 7.
Then they were in the NBA Finals. Like I don't know. You could frame this however you want to. I didn't even remotely think about this as one of the biggest upsets in NBA history until I read the article. I was like, oh,
Tyler Hero.
I know it's a 1 versus an 8, but
Tyler Hero not being there took it to another level. Like I didn't think they had any chance of winning without Tyler.
I think it looked bad, but if you look at the record, they're tied for 5th in the West. It looked bad, but the record wasn't horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't see it that way. I didn't see it as an upset for sure, and not even something I even remotely predicted. I just didn't. Oh my God, this is stunning. Like, wait, like, all right, like it is, but damn. One of the biggest upsets in history.
Well, but once again, once you start talking about the biggest upsets in history, I mean, it's like on the short list.
It's a 1. I feel like it's a 1 versus 8, and then go ahead. I'll push the Doc Rivers button.
I wish you tell the whole story.
I feel like there's a story to it. It's a 1 versus an 8. It's a 1 versus a playing team. Like I get it, but
once again, name the other ones. There aren't a lot. We don't.
No, I get it. There aren't a lot.
So it's one of it. Even if we want to say we believe, Sonics Nuggets. That's where it stops.
Yeah, and I think that's the end of the 1 versus the 8s. I don't know that there's another one.
We can't even think of 2 and 7, 2 versus 7s.
But this
just was one of the biggest upsets in playoff history.
Yeah, I just didn't see it as a. I mean, we might have one tonight, 2 versus 7.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of other NBA notes. We mentioned Julius Randle's status still unquestioned. Lawrence Frank all but shot down the idea of trading Kawhi and Paul George.
Little Larry Frank, as Kornheiser likes to call him.
But he did say something. He did say something that got my attention that I want to relay to you. And 2, just quick feel of the room here, Chatty House, everybody. We're back to firing Mike Budenholzer.
I saw that a lot.
A lot.
I wouldn't have. I didn't. That wasn't on my radar.
Fire Mike Budenholzer, the sequel.
I wouldn't fire him.
Okay, because it's out there.
Mhm.
It's out there. I want to ask you about what Lawrence Frank said. Also, I think I'm going to scratch the next part out of the show.
Wait a minute.
I think I'm going to take it out.
Wait a minute.
Well, we're going to take it out because I just looked at some things regarding Game 6s and Clay. I think I'm just going to scratch this out of the show. We could talk about it Monday. I don't want to be the cause of anything. I just noticed something. That's all.
Okay, I'm with that.
I just noticed something.
I'm with that because I. It's funny you did that. Because
you said that like you wanted to fight. Did you hear the way he said it? It's funny you did that.
Oh no, it was a smile.
Oh,
it was a smirk.
Oh, it's a smirk. Okay.
Yeah, I just
We'll come back.
do that. Yeah, just kind of 86 that joint.
Okay. Yeah, we'll scratch that.
I think we're on the same page.
Kyle Draper joins us when we return here on Sacramento Sports Leader ESPN 1320.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's yeah. So well, okay. So to be fair, he didn't play, and he wasn't in the playoffs. So to be fair, but like overall, like really, it's Oklahoma City, but it's Houston too. But the Oklahoma City one, he had like 30 something. But the Oklahoma City one
was great. What do you have? 12 threes?
It's like the Warriors were done.
Yeah.
The 73-win Warriors were done before the Cavs got him.
What he had like 12 threes in that game, right?
The
11 or 12.
Oklahoma City one? Yeah.
I think he had 11 or 12.
Yeah.
That was unbelievable.
We're not going to talk about it.
No.
I'm just.
That was
11 of 18. All right. Get Ramsey.
See if they have.
I might actually have to eat at the public house tonight.
I'm definitely gonna have to have some fries.
Man, them fries are
I can't.
on point.
But you guys know me. I've said it before. I can't eat during games.
That's true.
I can only.
The food there is really good for those that are
really
coming.
good.
They have this
I
great.
want the fries. What are they? Waffle fries?
They have them waffle fries are on point. They have this great like platter that they serve up for games that have like wings and fries and no protein bars.
If I eat during a game, it's gotta be like during halftime. I can't eat while it's going on either.
No, because my food will just get cold. Because during the games, I can't. I'm not eating while somebody's on a fast break, or it's 3rd and 3. I'm not eating. I gave that up a long time ago.
It's 3rd and 3. I'm not eating.
I learned that when I used to go to Hooters to watch the Niners games, the Hooters in Long Beach at the Pike. Shout out Joe and the whole crew over there. I would order these wings, and they would just sit there for a whole half. So I was like, I probably should.
Did anyone know that the WWE draft was happening today?
I saw a tweet about it earlier, actually. So yeah,
I had no clue.
Man. I got to force myself to watch WWE. I haven't watched since Mania.
If it wasn't for the Kings, we would be spending a great deal of time talking about
got a lot to do with it too.
This championship belt. Like
Yeah.
They just acknowledged like Roman is never ever losing. We need to create another championship.
Yeah, that's probably got a lot to do with the fact that I haven't watched.
that's the hey losers, here you go.
Like, have we forgotten like Roman has 2 titles? Like he doesn't have 1, he has 2. It's like, fuck it, let's make a 3rd.
The hey losers heavyweight champion right there.
I'm like, Cody can't win it. Like, how do you give Cody the consolation prize?
Yeah.
Like, Cody has to beat Roman. He can't win that title.
I did see something on Twitter where Seth Rollins is facing Amos, and they're like, why is this happening?
I'll tell you why. Because Vince McMahon is back. That's why.
It's like, why is this happening? That was the caption. Like somebody showed like the graphic, and they were like, why? Why though?
Dude,
that's who can win the title.
Vince came back and already got another lawsuit.
Seth Rollins should win that title.
I did say today was going to be a 13th round. I was going to give you my pound for pound top 10. And we'll just make it on Monday. There's no
that'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome. Just walking around with 3 titles.
There's really not too much going on this weekend, so I'll talk about it on Monday. As far as like boxing. Anybody watch Ramsey? Where's Ramsey at? Ramsey, don't say this on your call either. Just tell me now. Does anybody watch hockey last night?
We got the corporate card tonight.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because we don't.
It's game 6.
Hey,
We've resorted to begging for the corporate card.
you're trying to be the corporate champ out here.
Kimberly, the gatekeeper. Playoff push presented by Michelob Ultra. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. We appreciate all the love from Michelob Ultra and Anheuser-Busch. This entire playoff run here will be at the Public House tonight as part of our partnership with Michelob Ultra. Public House tonight. Come hang out, 5 p.m. Let's get back to these phone lines, 916-909-1320. Our man Ramsey. Ramsey, where you at, bro?
Ramsey.
About 2 blocks away from the dental center.
Okay, all right. You going to the game or you just happen to be there?
No, I'm gonna go. I'm going.
Okay,
there.
all right.
Yeah. No, I'm 2 blocks away from the dental center.
You got your dry fit shirt, shorts, mask?
I got what I needed.
Yeah.
Did you get a haircut? You get a lineup?
I've been done that.
Oh, it's not to be on. Ramsey, did you bring your significant other? Did she get an opportunity to go?
She didn't want to go. She wants to go on Sunday.
No, okay. No, we're just doing a radio show here. Oh, that's fine. No, you're all right. Don't mind us.
But yeah, no. I mean, hey, like I said, I'm confident. I'm down here for Game 6. Like I said, bring it back, and hopefully it'll be another ABC game at 12:30 on Sunday.
Let's get it,
I
baby.
hope so. Yeah,
Let's get
Appreciate
it,
Ramsey. Let's check the poll question, by the way, over here on youtube.com/ESPN1320. Yeah, not much has changed. Lots of votes coming in. Kings fans, how you feeling? 57% say
Going up a little bit.
see you for Game 7. 22% say great season ending tonight. 21%. I don't know, man. Kings fans feeling good about tonight. I'd expect that.
Hey, man.
Will them to victory.
Hey, look.
Can't be there. Cheer them through the TV. Cheer them through social media. Cheer them through poll questions.
Look, man, let's get crazy. Let's get crazy. Let's just get crazy. Let's win this game. So let's do something crazy.
That would be crazy.
Let's do the unthinkable. Alicia Keys.
They would be joining
Written by Drake. Great song.
The Kings would be joining the elite company, I believe, of the Orlando Magic and the Detroit Pistons as teams who won games at the Chase Center this year. It's a weird group, like the group that's won games. The who did?
Timberwolves.
Yeah, it's a weird group of teams that have won at the Chase Center.
Yeah.
Roy says, why you feel good? Because I got nothing. I actually understand that feeling. That feeling of like, because I had that a couple of nights ago. You know, we get to the game, you know, talking to our friends, talking to our people. How you feeling? What do you think? And my constant answer was like, I don't know. I have no idea. I do not know what to expect tonight.
I saw this means nothing. This doesn't really make me feel better, I guess. I mean, I guess I'd be grasping at straws. But I think I want to get it correct. But there's little stuff that you can see out there that can make you feel good, make you feel more confident about tonight. I don't know. I don't know what all of it means. I just do know that this team, the thing that makes me feel best about this game is that this team is going to come to play. I do believe that.
Okay.
They're going to come to play, and they're going to give themselves an opportunity to win this game tonight. And that's something that gives me a little bit of confidence, because if I can have confidence that I know they're not going to back down and they're not going to give up, they're going to give everything they can, I think they're going to be in the game. They've been like all the games been close.
Mm-hmm.
All the games have been close.
Even the really bad one was within striking distance.
Right.
Not close. But
right.
It was within strike. It was
10 with like
12 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, like a minute to go in the third.
Yeah.
And the Kings had the ball. So even then I wouldn't call that close, but the game close. So we'll say all but one game was close. But it's right there. It's right there.
Jesse just asked an interesting question. This kind of ties in sort of to what we were talking about with the Bucks and the Heat. 3 seed, home court advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Is it an upset if the Kings beat the Warriors?
If the Kings beat the Warriors, I would say yes.
In the series, obviously.
I would say yes because everything was against them as far as people thinking they could win. There was nobody. I'm not going to do that because I remember Kenny Smith tried to do that, right? When Charles Barkley said they were going to win, he said, "Well, they are a 3 seed. They should win." No, because nobody's picking them to win.
Yeah.
They're
going to light the beam right out of the first round, I believe, is what one of your colleagues said.
I think Candace said, didn't she say they weren't even going to win a game? Or they were going to only win one game?
I don't know what she said about games. I just know before they even had an opponent, she said they're going to light the beam right out of the first round.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, it'd be an upset. I would look at it as an upset. But to those that got it wrong, I mean, that'd be upset for them. Maybe not upset for us because we thought they were going to win. But yeah, I was trying to find the exact stat, but I lost it. It was saw it on Instagram. But it was something about the Kings. They had lost 3 in a row twice this year. I can't remember exactly.
Was it they lost 3 in a row twice and then won back-to-back games after that?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
No, every time unless something happened at the end of the season, because I was keeping track, every time they had a losing streak of at least 2 or whatever, they would answer that back with 2-game winning streak.
So the 3 was in November, and so I guess I think Cameron Salerno tweeted that
one they won Heat and the Hornets.
Oh, after the 4-game losing streak. And then they lost 3 in November, and they won the next 3 games. They beat the Pacers in a game you might remember, beat the Clippers, and then beat the Bulls on back-to-back nights on December 3rd.
Is that the only time they've lost 3 in a row this year? Or aside from the last 3 games of the season?
Besides the first,
and they won
besides the first 4.
They won 2 in a row after that.
They did. Wow. Besides the first 4, I believe that's the only time they lost 3 in a row. So October 19th, 22nd, 23rd, and 27th, they lost. Then they won the next 2. Then they lost, as we said, November 23rd. They lost to the Hawks, the Celtics, the Suns. Then they beat the Pacers, the Clippers, and the Bulls immediately following that. And then to play up what you just said, they actually, unless I'm missing something, I don't think they lost 3 in a row to end the season, did they?
They lost.
Unless I forgot to put a game in here, which I might have, because they beat the Pelicans. Was there a game between the Pelicans and Warriors?
Maybe not. Maybe it was just 2. Oh, Dallas. Wasn't Dallas?
Dallas. Yeah. That's the one. I didn't put that in my. I didn't put that in my notes.
Nuggets to end the season.
And then they went on to beat the Warriors twice. I don't know. That's weird. That's weird.
Super weird.
But the flip side to that is the Kings ending the season exactly as they began it. You start the season losing 4 in a row. You end the season losing 4 in a row.
And that's the clearly the only time they lost 4 in a row all year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. And one of those was to the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We could do this all day.
I don't know, man. What?
We could do this all day. All day. Oh, Big John Poles is on the line. 916.
Oh, man.
909-13. John, you coming through to be security tonight?
I wish. I can't. Gotta watch the kid.
Oh, well, all right. It's your kid. Like, you don't have to say it like that. Like, it's okay. It's all right.
But I'm juiced, man. Game 6, we gotta get this.
Let's go, baby.
How you feeling, man? How scale of 1 to 10? What's the confidence level?
Shoot, I'm up there. 9, 10.
Wow.
Ooh.
I used to when I played back in the day, I'm a big man, so I watch Sabonis differently maybe than others do. I just feel like he's gonna have a monster game. I know he's been good and all, but I'm talking 20-20, 30-20.
Wow,
John.
I mean, he just needs to learn. He needs to put that strength to use. I mean, ask his dad.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
he could have a phone call with Pops last night.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
I'm with that.
I mean,
I want to talk more about Sabonis.
I do too. Real quick, John Poles, he always talking about he would guard me. He a big man. I go right around John Poles.
John Poles is very like methodical when he moves. I can't. He moves like Omos. He's very deliberate when he moves. And he doesn't smile at you.
No,
like you really don't know if John Poles loves you or he's going to beat the crap out of you. You're not really sure which one.
If I played against John Poles, I'd go right around him. If I played against Stephen Brown, that little fella, I just post him up.
Stop doing that.
That little fella up, man. I just post that little 5'8" guy.
Stephen Brown.
Get him on the block.
Stephen Brown said he's 6'5", 250. Stop calling that man a little fella.
Post little fella up. I get a little fella on the block.
You out of pocket, man. This is uncalled for. I apologize on behalf of my partner. Kyle Draper is going to join us here in just a few minutes.
My guy, man. He's my guy.
I do want to talk more about Domas though as the day rolls along. I think there's a lot to talk about with Domantas Sabonis.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't want to forget to mention what Lawrence Frank said regarding, because we mentioned what he said about Russell Westbrook, which I thought was a clear indication of what he wanted to do this offseason. But he said something else regarding Kawhi and Paul George. He pretty much shut it down, right? Like he shot the idea of trading Kawhi Leonard and Paul George down. However, he also talked about taking the regular season seriously. And it felt like he was talking maybe more so than Paul George to Kawhi Leonard. It felt like he was talking directly to Kawhi Leonard with that remark. And he also mentioned, the torn meniscus and how that doesn't kind of what we were talking, doesn't have anything to do with load management. Like the question just wasn't raised with us. It was raised with others. So I want to get your thoughts on that. But we want to bring in the king of the dunks.
Yeah, for
low key hottest shoe game in the city.
And streets are saying I gotta find him myself. Cleanup hitter, Kyle Draper. That's what the streets are saying. I don't know.
Draper, can you confirm?
Yeah. The dunk thing is true. Tightest shoe game in the city. That's correct. They call me the big herd on the diamond. I'm like Frank Thomas out there. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. Mr. Softball himself. Man.
I love it. Kyle Draper, NBC Sports, California, Sacramento Kings. Vibe check, Drapes. How you feeling?
Man, I'm actually feeling good. And let me tell you why. For the first time in recent memory, I look at this Sacramento Kings team and say, we're not any punks. We don't have any punks on this team. And, in previous years, I might not have been as confident, but with this team, we've seen them go on the road and win big games. We've seen them talk their talk. We've seen them walk their walk. And I think you'll see the best version of the Sacramento playoffs tonight. Now, will we get a win? I don't know, but trust me, our guys are going to be ready. They're not going back down. They won't be punks and just roll over. I'm not expecting that at all. I think they'll come out and fight tonight.
I agree 100% with you, Drapes, man. And I'm very confident they're going to show up and play. And like you said, that doesn't guarantee a win. But let me ask you, if we wanted to feel confident in a win, what does that look like? Does that look like Sabonis playing better? Does that look like Keegan and Kevin Huerter getting, going together? Or, we don't want to go for a pie in the sky situation. Like, we're not going to get maybe everything we're looking for. But what are the top two things that you want to see from this team to try and bring home a victory?
I think Kevin Huerter comes to life tonight. I look at this as the Kevin Huerter game. I mean, the guy's numbers this series, been well documented. He's struggling mightily from three. He's too good of a shooter. And I think, this is a guy that has played on the big stage before. It's not like this is his first playoff run before. Remember, he eliminated the Sixers a few years back. And so I just think, Game 6, Kevin Huerter might become a thing after tonight. And two, keep an eye, fellas, on the offensive rebounding. I'm tired of seeing Gary Payton II, Dante DiVincenzo
swooping in to keep possessions alive. I think the Kings have to do a better job, defending the offensive boards. And so I expect that tonight. But I do think it's a Kevin Huerter kind of game tonight.
It's kind of a tricky question here, Drapes, but it's something Kenny and I have been discussing a lot lately. How much of what's happened in this series do you think is what Sacramento isn't doing versus what Golden State is doing?
I'm going to give the Kings not doing the more responsibility, because the Kings are getting good looks, guys. Let's keep it real. Like, they're getting good looks. Even that Harrison Barnes shot in game number 4, that was a good look. We've seen HB make those kind of shots. And when you're shooting 30% from the three-point line, I don't care who you're playing. You're not going to win a series shooting 30%. And so while the Warriors, give them credit, they're junking up the dribble handoffs, things like that, it's still leading to open shots for Sacramento, but they just aren't knocking them down. And so I think that's going to be key tonight. But like I said, if you shoot 30% from 3, you're not going to beat anybody in the postseason.
Do you change that up a little bit if you're the Kings? I know a lot of people are like, well, if you're not hitting the 3, attack the basket and get some easier looks that way. And I understand that, but Drapes, I'm more like, hey man, this is how you play. This is who you are. You can't go out there and be in my opinion, they can't go out there and be a team that makes 7 or 8 threes and can win a game. They've got to get to that 13, 14, 15 number to win. You got to let it fly, man. That's what I believe. But do you think they should switch up the game plan a little bit?
No, it's interesting you bring that up, because I've always thought, especially recently, the Kings can beat you a number of ways. It doesn't have to be, 15, 16, 7 threes. We've seen them win a few games this year when they only 9 threes. But the best version of Sacramento is when they're knocking down the threes. And I think the one guy I would like to see get downhill more, and it depends on his finger, is De'Aaron Fox. I don't want to see him settling for the threes, and I feel like he's been doing that this series. I really feel like his penetration, sets up so much for everybody else. Yeah. Kevin Huerter, sure, you can get downhill. I actually thought, as great as Malik Monk played in game 5, I would have liked to seen him take more 3-pointers. Like, I thought he was getting downhill and doing what Mike Brown said in game 4, where guys get swallowed up. He just happened to make the shots, makes a lot of tough shots. But I think when this team is at its best, man, Malik is clicking from 3 and Kevin Huerter is clicking from 3. And we still haven't seen that. We still haven't had one of those typical Sacramento Kings games.
Yeah.
Drapes, how would you assess Domantas Sabonis' play this season, or this series, excuse me?
I give him a C plus at best. Because here's the thing. I think in the playoffs, your best players have to raise their game. And we're seeing it with De'Aaron Fox. He stood toe-to-toe with Steph Curry. The Domas-Looney matchup, we should be dominating that. Like, there should be no doubt. How is Kevon Looney averaging close to 7 assists per game? Like, he's putting up numbers that Domas should be putting up with the rebounding and the assists. And so I don't think that matchup has been as great of an advantage as it should be. And I'm hoping that changes tonight. Domas has been fine. He's been okay. But Domas is not going to get it done for the Sacramento Kings. This is a 3-time All-Star. This is a guy, who really has changed the culture.
No, he might be on the Carquinez Bridge.
He might be.
Above your regular season numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough. You look at the numbers that he's putting up, Drapes, and it's really the assists that are way down, which is, as Kenny would tell you, that's a two-way street. You can't get assists if the shots aren't falling. But what really stood out to me, and this is obviously, you're talking the highest level of basketball here in the playoffs, was the 5 turnovers in game 5. And the timing of those turnovers felt so consequential to the outcome of the game, because it felt like every time the Kings turned the ball over, the Warriors made them pay for it.
Yeah, and that's what you can't do. What did they have last game? 19, I think it was. And that's one thing where when you look at the turnover battle, the Kings have to do a better job, not only taking care of the ball, but making the Warriors pay on the other end. I don't think they did that as well as they could last game, and I think that's been an issue. You may be able to force the turnovers, but it's what you do with that. It has to be key. But when you look at Domas' numbers, the assists are down, but also the field goal percentage, I believe, is down as well. And so I would love to see a little more variety in his offensive game.
I think it's down almost 20%.
Yeah,
it's down a
That's
lot.
the one that
Yeah.
really jumps out is the fact that he's shooting. I want to say it's in the 40s.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Down from like 61.5 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not good enough. That's not good enough. But do you know one thing about this, Drapes? Is I've been saying it, all day, the last 2 days, is for the Kings, none of that other stuff matters, man. None of it matters. They could have been playing bad all series long, Sabonis, Kevin Huerter, all that other stuff. It doesn't matter. All that matters at this point is what you do tonight to keep this season alive. And the numbers and looking cute and having all these great numbers, that's great. Kevin Huerter could go 2 of 9. But if he's out there defending, making a good pass, getting an offensive rebound, that leads to a win. If Sabonis shoots 40% from the field again, but he's on the boards and gets a crucial and one that leads to a win, none of the numbers matter. And that's almost the beauty of being in this situation. Because like it doesn't have to be pretty. There are no style points to it. It's just getting that win no matter what it looks like.
Yeah, I think this is that kind of game where whatever it takes. I go back to Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals, Lakers Celtics. An ugly game. I think it was 83-79 or something like that. But whatever it takes. So if the Sacramento Kings got to offense of his entire career, diving for loose balls, whatever it takes. And so it'll be interesting to see how Mike Brown plays this rotation, right? Because if guys struggle early, does he have a quick hook for Kevin Huerter? And does he, go to a Chimezie Metu who we haven't seen at times this season? They always say NBA playoff series are about adjustments. What adjustments will Mike Brown make going into tonight's Game 6? And I think he has to do something. I don't know what, is it Kevin Huerter getting a quick hook? He only played 16 minutes the other night, fellas. And so I think Kevin Huerter is more than just a three-point shooter. I know we want to look at those numbers and see he's struggling there, but during the season, he was a playmaker also. The mid-range game he can capitalize on. Defensively, like you can make a difference in this series without scoring 20-plus points.
Yep.
Let's bring the heat, Drapes, man. We ain't ready for this thing. We ain't ready for this thing to be over yet, man.
Tell me about it. Before y'all let me go, I got a message for Kenny.
Okay.
Yo, this Philly disrespect, bro. I'm not having it no more.
Man.
Hey, Drapes, I'm not over it again. I'm not over it again, all right? Drapes, I'm not over it. I didn't like the way that NFC Championship game went down. I didn't like the disrespect, the disrespectful talk that was coming out of Philly. I'm not over it, Drapes.
You in your feelings right now, but you don't want to mess with us. Like I told Bonte was talking all that smoke about Philly also. He went on them streets and came back shook. So, hey, don't mess with Philly, man.
Drapes, what do you think about that series, Drapes? You got your Celtics in that one?
Yeah, for some reason the Celtics have owned the Sixers, man. I don't know what it is. I thought home court advantage was going to be huge. That's why I thought it was imperative for the Sixers to get that number 2 seed. Boston just owns Philly, historically in the NBA playoffs. And so I think it's going to be tough for the Sixers, man. I got the Celtics at 6.
I'm with you, Drapes. We'll talk about that one at a later date and time, but hopefully the Kings get the job done tonight. We'll be locked in, Drapes. We appreciate you as always, my friend. Thank you.
You the man, bro.
All right, fellas.
Oh, don't kiss his ass now.
That is my guy.
He's coming for you.
I ain't worried about Philly.
Hey, he heard that.
I ain't worried about Philly.
He heard all of that talk.
Broad Street Drapes. I got to watch out for Broad Street Drapes.
Be careful.
But I ain't worried about Philly, man.
Drapes listens to this show.
I might go to Philly. Niners go out there, man. I might go out there.
Bonte go together. Hand in hand. Bonte made friends out there last time. Boy. Not that, like, I'd understand hating Philadelphia after seeing that. I'd understand why Bonte hates Philadelphia. And I guess, Bonte's your guy. You gotta ride with him. For me, it's funny.
Philly. If I could trust James Harden, I might pick him to win this.
Yeah, that's
this
what it.
series.
I don't care
But I
nothing
can't
about.
trust dude.
I don't care nothing about the cities, Philly, Boston, none of that. It's just it all sits on the shoulders to me for James Harden. And you're right. As much as I stall him out, Doc, as Kenny says, you got to show me something.
Gotta show me
You got to
something,
show me something.
Gotta show me something.
We've talked a lot about Domantas Sabonis for the last few minutes. Let's dive a little deeper into his series. Drapes gave him a C+. We'll talk about that when dealing with KC. Brought to you by Sky River Casino. Returns here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320. Oh, good stuff from Drapes.
Oh, wait a minute. You do.
And Warriors.
We'll talk about it. I'll talk about it. Hey.
Politics, man, on the highest level is such a wild game. All right, this alert from Vanity Fair. It says Mike Pence appeared before a grand jury investigating Trump's attempts to overthrow the 2020 election. And all of the things that we know now, like 3 years later, that dude was willing to have you like hogtied. And you still rocked with him for 3 years. All good, man. All good. You're right. My dad killed JFK. My wife's a hoe. What do you want me to do? That is a wild game, man. Wild game. They were literally coming there to murder you, sir. It's cool.
It's good. It's good.
Cool.
I wish you'd tell the whole story.
It's absurd.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't know why this made me laugh so hard that it did. Maga's a hell of a drug.
They got a lot of tabs open here.
BC. Is there a 12? I don't think is there a 12:30 game announced yet? Because I think the 10 o'clock game got announced. Our time, the 10 o'clock game got announced. But I would think they're leaving 12:30 open for a game 7. I mean, if there's one. Oh, game 1. Yeah. If the Lakers and Warriors win tonight, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be turned up.
Yeah, Nuggets are gonna surprise some people.
Has Mike Breen ever banged the Kings? Well, Anthony,
okay.
I don't.
All right, sir.
No.
All right, sir.
That seems personal.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I got you, BC. My bad. This is the stupidest radio show in history. I swear to God.
As soon as I look up.
Stupidest radio show in history.
We gotta love it, baby. We gotta. I will say this though. No 13th round today, but
I was looking forward to it.
Jesse
was doing the pound for pound.
I know it's coming Monday. Casey's top 10 pound for pound list is coming on Monday. But Jesse, did you see? My birthday is July 22nd. You see what might be going down July 22nd?
Is it Crawford and Spence?
That's what the streets are saying.
Yeah, I saw someone throw it in the chat.
Okay. Question back of the class here.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Mr. Carroy. Is that a big deal?
I know I said this last week. It might be the biggest fight in boxing.
You literally just said that.
It's
the biggest remaining fight.
Biggest remaining fight. And when you talk about belts and championships, there's more at stake than Tank and Ryan. Tank and Ryan didn't have any belts at stake.
It's top tier, but I don't think like the popularity won't be bigger than Tank and Ryan. I think that was like the fight.
No, I don't think so. But people have been waiting for this one though. They've been waiting for this one, so it's up there.
Follow-up question: do belts still matter? Because
I mean,
if Ryan and Tank didn't have a belt,
and they did. I don't know if you're familiar with like the pay-per-view numbers and stuff like that. They did like 1.8 million.
Damn.
Like today in boxing,
yeah, that's
like
a number.
A good one is like 350,000.
Yeah, that's a number.
UFC, I think, like Conor did like 1.
I don't even know how you order pay-per-view. Like, how would I order pay-per-view? How would someone who has like YouTube?
You know what? You wouldn't, and I don't even think they counted that. Right? I don't think they've got to that. So what you would probably do is on the Showtime app, you would order it on the Showtime app.
There you go.
I'm not sure they counted that. I feel like they're going straight off cable pay-per-views. And they did like 1.8.
It seems like the streaming buys would be easier to tabulate.
Yeah. You would think. I mean, that's in theory. That seems to be, they should be able to do that really quick. But I don't know. I don't know why this stuff takes so long. But yeah, I don't think Spence and Crawford is doing 1.5, 1.8.
Mm-hmm.
They might do 1 million. They're probably more around 800,000, which is like a great number in today's age. But to answer like, what's a bigger fight? Like they don't have the casuals the way Ryan and Tank had the casuals. But that's a massive fight. July 26th. I don't know. I always watch the fights with Jazz. That's my fight partner. Yeah, so I don't know. We might have to go to Vegas, man.
Oh.
We might have to go to Vegas.
Well, there's a chance I'm dying here, so let's go to the phone calls. 916. You played it off for a long time really well. 916-909-1320. Let's get Cody in here. Cody, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, D-Lo and Casey?
Cody,
what's up, buddy?
Baby?
Hey, couple things. I know Steve Kerr's been making adjustments to his lineup, and Mike Brown kind of really hasn't. How do you guys feel like going if Mike Brown throws a couple rinses in there, maybe, instead of starting, Herder, he brings in Mitchell or Monk, or I like to see some run at Kessler Edwards on Clay, because when Edwards played against the cat out in Phoenix, Devin Booker, he held his own ground and Booker had a hard time. What do you guys think about that situation?
We wondered if we'd see like a change in like it's all hands on deck, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised by anything that we saw through the course of a game. Cody, the one thing I don't think we're going to see though is a starting lineup change.
Yeah.
I definitely, and I think this much has been made clear. We have an 87 game sample size with various guys being in and out. Malik Monk is not starting. Kevin Herter could be 0 for 1,000, and I don't think he's going to take Malik Monk off the bench. Davion possibly in that situation. Mm-hmm. He's not going to take Malik Monk off of away from that second unit. So you might see Kessler Edwards tonight. You might see Chimezie Metu tonight. You might see a ton of Davion Mitchell or a ton of Malik Monk. I don't think you're going to see any of those guys in the starting lineup, though.
I don't think so either. I thought about Kessler Edwards, not in the starting lineup, but just getting some run on Clay in this game. I'm not against it. I don't know where you see the minutes at.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it earlier. I think Fox and Sabonis could be 40 plus minutes tonight. And Monk, depending on what's going on with Kevin Herter, I could see him in the high 30s. I could see Davion in the low to mid 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So once you do that, like where are the minutes coming from? Maybe, you rotate Herter, because I just said 4 people. So you rotate, minutes between Herter, Keegan, Barnes, and then Kessler Edwards is in there. But what about Trey Lyles? And what about Alex Lynn? So
isn't the the downside to that, it's if I'm playing the devil's advocate here, is it difficult to get into a rhythm if you're I don't know why people throw spaghetti at the wall, but if you're constantly throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks, is that the downside to it? Like you're not giving someone an opportunity to get in a flow.
Yeah, and but I also think how that goes, how it would go for me is, I mean, for better or for worse, you're gonna have a quick hook. So Trey Lyles, Alex Lynn, you guys get in there and they go on a 6-0 run. I'm calling a timeout and I'm probably going back to Sabonis.
Terrence is very, very familiar with the quick hook.
Yeah, right. But on the flip side of that, RIP flip side.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side of that, if Lyles or Lynn go in there and you can maintain or increase your lead, you'll see them
you can
continue to play
Yeah.
as long as they are scheduled to. So I guess you kind of play it all by ear, but I think the biggest thing about all this is, you don't waste any time. If there's any slippage in the score or anything going on, you're not feeling comfortable with the play, you go back to whoever it is, and you kind of establish that in the first half, and then in that second half, you get a good feel of, all right, well, Fox might play the whole 24 this half. Davion might play 21 of the 24. He's doing a great job on Curry. We just got to keep him out there forever.
Yeah. It's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to survive. Let's go back to the phones. We want to hear from you today. 916-909-1320. Let's get Joseph in here. Joseph, we appreciate you. What's going on?
Hey, I appreciate you guys. So first things first, I've only been listening for about 8 months, so I'm pretty new to the game with you guys.
I've been around for a while.
So what I wanted to say, though, is you had callers coming in earlier talking about they had tickets to the original Arco Arena or what have you. So we didn't have tickets, but my dad helped build the Arco Arena. And so when he did that, what he got as part of the payment back in the day was we got to go to these free fights. So we go see these boxing matches, and I was about 13 or 14, and like the second boxing match I went to was Tony Lopez.
Tony the Tiger.
The super featherweight title is Rocky Rockridge. He got knocked down. People thought he was out, maybe done. I think it was like the 8th round. But he got back up off the mat, finished the fight, won the unanimous decision. So tonight, we got back up off the mat. We're going to win tonight's fight, go to game 7, and we'll see what happens.
There you go.
Let's do it.
I'm with it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Let's
Kenny
do it,
been
baby.
doing boxing analogies all series. Why stop now? I'm with that.
Haymakers.
Appreciate you, Joseph. Thanks for listening. I think I misunderstood something. So we got an individual named Pacers fan.
Yeah, he wants to go on as Pacers fan.
Okay. 916-909-1320. Hello, Pacers fan. Thank you for the call.
How's it going, guys? Yes, unfortunately, I am a Pacers fan, and I've watched a lot of Sabonis over the years. Really good player, but I think he's a little overrated. He's getting beat up out there. I think Steve Kerr kind of figured him out. He knows that he can just lay off him. He's not going to shoot the three, and the spacing is killing his passing lane. I mean, he's a really good player. The guy can set a heck of a screen, but in the clutch, I mean, after the years that I've watched, like I said, unfortunately as a Pacer fan, he does not come up in the clutch. And I think if he really wants to excel to that next level, he's going to have to do it tonight.
Okay. I mean, and that's completely fair. Let's talk about Domas right now. You're listening to D-Lo and Casey on KIFM West Sacramento, 98.5 FM, KRX QHD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320, always live on the free Odyssey app, live on twitch.tv/ESPN 1320, live on youtube.com/ESPN 1320. Wherever you are, we appreciate you so much for listening or watching or whatever it may be. Game 6 watch party tonight at Public House. Come through, hang out with D-Lo and KC. 5 o'clock tonight at Public House downtown. There's a great article on ESPN.com today that I encourage everybody to take time to go read. It's going to take time. It is a long article on Domantas Sabonis, but it talks a lot about him being a leader and specifically how that came to be, like how him being a leader came to be. And spoiler alert, it was this year. It was with Sacramento. You hear Mark Jones reference the Napa trip a lot. It was the Napa trip that he was like, I can do something here in Sacramento that I didn't do in Indiana. It's something I could do differently. And it's a really, really good read. It highlights his relationship with Keegan Murray, which it's tremendous. I encourage everyone to take time to go read it today, after today's show. Yeah. But there's been a lot of talk about Domantas Sabonis in this series, and we even asked, Kyle Draper a few minutes ago when he joined us, how would he grade Domas in this series? And he gave him a C+. And that's all about, that maybe is where this playoff basketball thing comes into play. Maybe that's where this it's different thing comes into play, because Domas and De'Aaron were side by side with each other as this team's top two players all year. And not that Domas hasn't been good in this series, but we've seen De'Aaron like ascend, which is what we were wondering. We were wondering if that would happen. Would De'Aaron do what Donovan and Ja and all those guys before him did? Would he ascend to that superstar level in his first playoff series? Like on a national stage, we feel like he's a superstar now. But now you're seeing Stephen A. Smith and all these other people who are probably seeing him for the first time like, yo, this dude can go. We haven't seen Domas ascend. We haven't seen Domas step up as the other, the anchor of this team. And I think part of that, when you look at, like, the dude had 21 and 10 last game. We've been monitoring Sabonis's double-doubles all year. I think he's had a double-double in like 4 of the 5 games. And we're certain he hasn't played well. And I don't know if it's because he hasn't played exactly at his regular season numbers. I feel like it might be more because he hasn't played above his regular season numbers. And it's not Joel over there or Jokic. It's Kevon Looney. And Matt George, got a lot of criticism from our friends in San Francisco because Matt George said on his podcast what a lot of people said, I think including us, that Domas should eat against Kevon Looney. Well, why did we think that? Because Domas ate against Kevon Looney during the regular season. So it's not like Matt pulled a take out of his ass and said, oh, here it is. He was like, I look back at these games and this is what I saw. We have not seen that in the playoffs. I think that's a credit to Kevon Looney as well, but we haven't seen Domas play that same way this series.
Yeah, I wonder, how do I say this? Just off the top, I think Domas has not played up to his capabilities in this series. I think he is more than capable of playing better than he has. But much like everything in social media land and 24/7 news cycle and all, people have jumped out the window a little bit with Domas. I want to say once again, I haven't liked the way he's played. I think he can play
Well, you
better.
can't when your shooting percentage is 20% down.
Yeah,
like
I think he should play better. But I looked at what Draymond and Looney are combining for right now in this series. And they're playing really good defense as well. That's something that you can't necessarily, you can, but I don't. That's for somebody else to go through the defensive ratings and all this other stuff. I'm sure. But I'm just looking at the eye test and what they're able to do to Sabonis. I know they're playing good defense. I don't need numbers to tell me that. But in this series, people have gone crazy about what Draymond and Looney have done and talk about how they're dominating Sabonis and all this other stuff. Combined, those two are putting up 17.3 points per game, 21 rebounds a night, which is really good. Combined,
it's two of them.
Yeah, 21 rebounds a night, 12 assists a game. Kevon Looney shooting 54% from the field. Draymond shooting 43% from the field. Sabonis by himself in this handicap match, 17.2 points per game, 11.6 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and I guess the graphic might have changed a little bit from what we saw earlier. I got him shooting at 50% from the field. Thought he was in the 40s. The ESPN has him 50% on the series.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The 40% might have been.
I saw the same thing. I was on the broadcast. I was rewatching the broadcast, and that stuck out. It was like 40-some%. So, but that was during the game. So
yeah.
Things change. I mean, he hasn't played that bad. He just hasn't, like you mentioned, hasn't been a superstar. He hasn't been a superstar. If you want to be quite frank, he's played to the level of role players. If we're talking about Draymond and Looney, and you look at these numbers, and you look at what they're doing, he's played pretty much to the level of two role players combined.
Those two starters, though.
Yeah, but they're role players.
Okay.
They're role players. Two role players combined are essentially giving you the same numbers, maybe outplaying them a little bit number-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what it is. Like, you go game by game. I thought his first game.
So why does it feel like he's playing so bad then?
Because we expect him not to play to the level of two role players. We expect him to play better than those two guys combined. We expect 17 and 11 isn't far off what he did in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
The assist is a little bit off. I think he had, what was he at, 6 or 7 assists?
I think it was 7.
7 assists a game. That's off. But we have talked about that. There's a credit to the Warriors defense with how they're defending the dribble handoff, how they're defending Sabonis in general. They get credit for that. And then also guys aren't hitting shots. The field goal percentage, that's a credit to the Warriors defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're playing some really good defense. Sabonis is also missing some chippies.
Yeah, he is.
Like they don't always just have him on lock and it's a miss. Like sometimes the miss, he's right at the basket. He just misses it. I bet you he would tell you that wasn't defense. That was me tricking it off.
Mm-hmm.
So he hasn't played up to his level, what we saw in the regular season. And like you mentioned with De'Aaron Fox and everything, he hasn't exceeded that. I think what Kyle Draper said as far as like him giving him about a C, it's about right. It's about right. And I'm also big on, you hear me say this all the time, like I'm big on people like, oh, Looney outplaying Sabonis, outplaying. Well, I wish you'd tell the whole story.
Thank you.
Like it's not fair. Looney is asked to do one, maybe two things. Go get a rebound and don't foul Sabonis. Like he's not even really he's not really like guarding him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a sit back in the lane, and when he comes to you, hold your ground, put your hands straight up. Not like he's blocking a shot every time or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he's really asked, go crazy on the rebounds. And I'm sure if you said, hey, Domantas, we got 4 guys that'll score 20 plus. All we need you to do is go get rebounds. He'd probably like, I could do that. I could do that this season. But you look at Sabonis, he's asked to rebound. He's asked to help on defense. He's asked, and on the perimeter on defense, he's asked to score 25 a night. And he's asked to get 7 assists a night.
Mm-hmm.
The workloads aren't the same. So I don't know how you can judge them the same. That doesn't mean Looney isn't playing great in his role. He's doing a great job in his role. He's doing a great job. But sometimes I feel like it's a little unfair to say he's outplaying Sabonis. Maybe in one specific aspect of rebounding. But I don't know. That was just my outlook on it.
Let's get Jason Dillard in here. Our brother Jason Dillard here, 916-909-1320. What's up, Jay?
What's up, fellas?
Jay, what up, big dog?
I just wanted to say that I love the show. You know what I mean? I tapped in when the Kings and the Warriors started the series. KC had me revisiting some things. You know what I mean? The week started off, my man said we was going to get backhanded. Then he said smacked and slapped. And that's how he said it. He said smacked. And I was like, all right, hold on, bro. Like, I'm thinking we all from NorCal, you know, it's good. But I love the energy. Shout out to the Kings fans. I went to games 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get up out of there as soon as possible. They was wilding out. and I was blaming KC because I was like, he just ratcheted this up to a whole nother level. I love it. I'm proud of what I'm seeing from, the community. Shout out to the Kings. My man KC done compared us to when Shaq was done with the Heat. You know what I mean? And
I said, what if, Jason? Be fair. I didn't say that's what it was. I said, what if that's the same case? Be fair to me.
Yeah. And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? You speak from a position of authority because I did my homework. I got in the streets. Who is this dude? They said he hooped. His jumper is nice. So I'm giving you all the love and respect. You know what I mean? It's good. It's just been a fun series to be a part of as a fan. And shout out to the Kings. I think that they learning and growing, and it's going to be a special time. And the last thing I'm going to say, fellas, is this. When we was down 2-0, and y'all wasn't hearing no excuses about Wiggs coming back and all of that.
Wasn't hearing no excuses.
Like this.
Hold on, Jay. I got to stop you there. We ain't hear no excuses.
No, I know that. That's why I say, look, I looked at it like this. We've been hooping at the park since 10 a.m. It's 4 o'clock. Y'all come on the court with fresh legs. If you knock us out, we going home. You know what I mean? And it's good. So we know who we are. We know what we done did, and it's all love. When Steph let it go, De'Aaron is taking over. He put the whole world on notice.
Hey, Jay, before you go, real quick, don't lie. Games 1 and 2, you turned around and you looked at the beam, didn't you? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me, Jason.
Listen to me. I looked at you and Kenny, and I saw the smug look of Kenny.
Jay, we appreciate
you. You're the man, Jay.
Jay, when you get a chance, go back and look at the chat because your cell phone connection was getting cooked that whole call. That boy was calling us from a walkie-talkie.
He on that chirp.
Need to ask them brother. You need to ask your brothers to get you a new.
The bros need to help.
Brothers need to help out. Get you a new cell phone. Man,
no, Jason, one of the good ones, man. I rock with Jason, man. That's a good brother right there.
That's another big dude.
He is a big dude.
Yeah, he stopped us in the hallway. I was like, hey. Had his colors on and everything. I was like, hey. He said, Jason Dillard. I was like, hey. My guy.
Man.
I think he's lying to us, though.
Huh.
He looked at the beam.
Maybe he didn't, because if he would have looked at it, he would have turned to salt.
Oh, I heard that happen. I only know of one time that's happened.
Turn to salt. Don't turn around and look at it. You turn to salt.
I only know of one time for sure that someone turned to salt when they looked at that.
Yeah. I mean, look, man.
It's fair.
It's
a fair assessment on Domas. I do think there is a level of being overly critical.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's the what's the line to whom much is given, much is expected, or
much is given, much is tested. That's a wrap.
I don't think that's it.
It's a wrap.
I don't know what it is, but it's
tested.
It's something.
So check the records. Who is that line? Is that a Nipsey line? I can't remember.
I don't know, but the point is, we expect a lot from him. Like those were our expectations, right? We expected him. Like we had high expectations for De'Aaron. De'Aaron did it, and now we're looking like, well, wait a minute, De'Aaron did it. Hell, we saw Malik Monk score 30 in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where's our other guy?
Mm.
And that's what it is. Seeing an opposing front court player get 20 rebounds is jarring. Seeing an opposing front court player who hasn't scored 20 plus points in 5 years score 20 plus points in 5 years is jarring.
Mm.
It's extra jarring when those two things happen on the same night on your home floor to give you your third straight loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part of it too. Like if Domas had scored, like if the Kings had won and Domas had, let's say Domas goes for 30, Kings win game 5. You could, everything else can be the same with Draymond and Wiggins. All of a sudden, is Domas having a great series?
No,
No, he's right. He's not. but we're looking at it completely different.
Right.
We're looking at the 22 rebounds. We're looking at the most points in front. We're looking at it completely differently because when you win, it doesn't matter.
Right. And then also, you look at that situation.
Like Domas could have 30, 20, and 10 tonight. But if they lose, it doesn't matter.
It'd be too late.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And the other thing about that, though, as well, is you talk about game 5, Looney and you got 2 guys combining for 29 rebounds between Looney and Draymond. Domas got 10. Harrison got to have more than 3 rebounds.
Yeah.
Keegan was all right with 6 rebounds, but y'all got to get on the boards.
Romero, we see you. Don't go anywhere. We'll get to you right after the break. You can get in as well. 916-909-1320. The countdown to Game 6 is on. We're back with more. It's D'Lo and KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino with 17 different restaurants and bars to choose from. Sky River Casino has something for everyone, from casual quick bites in the market at Sky River to fine dining at SR Prime. We're back with more here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320.
I think that was Kanye. Gentleman's got as much as tested. And he said, the what I do, act more. No, I know it is, but the rap was Kanye, I think. That was on Can't Tell Me Nothing. To whom much is given, much is tested. Then the son's gonna depend to check the records. No, some, but what I do, act more stupidly. Yeah. Want more jewelry. No, it wasn't Watch the Throne. It was Can't Tell Me Nothing. I'm telling you guys. And what I do, act more stupidly. Bump more jewelry, more Louis V. My mama couldn't get through to me. South Sac E. What do I think the Niners need in the draft? I think they need to bolster that O-line. They're going to need a right guard. Right tackle. After losing McGlinchey. We're probably going to need a center. I'm trying to think. Probably another cornerback. They're definitely going to draft another D lineman. They need to shore up the trenches, man. Shore up the trenches, and really specifically on the offensive line here. I would also at some point look at another tight end. You know, you want to have some tight end depth. There you go, Alex. Back up tight end. You want to have some tight end depth. For once, I think they're fine at receiver as long as my man Juwan Jennings is coming back. If they're bringing back Juwan Jennings, I think they're fine at receiver. So don't really. I mean, you could always draft one late. Yeah. Depth pieces. That's what they need.
If Brock Purdy's healthy, that path back to the NFC Championship is pretty easy.
I mean,
dude, none of these teams in the NFC have quarterbacks, except for a couple.
They should be looking at a top 1 or 2 seed. That division, they should. I'd be disappointed. You want to talk about failures? It'd be a failure if they didn't handle that division.
Aaron stopped me. Never made it to the damn bathroom.
Oh.
Even Aaron wanted to talk about the game tonight. They draft today? They got picks today, right?
We got 3, I think.
Live on the Odyssey app, live on twitch.tv/ESPN1320, youtube.com/ESPN1320, and live at Public House tonight at 5 o'clock. We'd love to see you. We're going for dinner. Dinner and basketball. Well, we'll be snacking on French fries. That's what KC and I do. But come through, hang out, great food, great drinks, great atmosphere. 5 o'clock, Public House, D'Lo and KC watch party, game number 6. Let's cheer on our squad together. And we want to talk to you, man. 916-909-1320. Let's get to Romero. Romero, appreciate you holding through that break, man. What's going on?
Yes, how you guys doing? Love your show.
Thank you.
I just want to know if you watch the game closely, which I know you guys do. When Sabonis is low posting, whether it's Draymond or Looney, the first touch that they defend him with, they put 2 hands on him, right on his waist, so it keeps him at a disadvantage of making his low post pushing in closer to the basket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how that's not called a foul. I've coached through leagues for many years, and 2 hands when the guy's got the ball, that's a foul.
Yeah, Romero, you know who I think feels the way that you do? Domas. Because you can see Domas referencing a lot. I noticed this a lot in game 5. A couple of dead balls, he'd turn to the official and he'd put both his hands. I don't know what he's saying, obviously, but he'd put both of his hands out, and to me that's signaling he's got both hands on me. You can kind of do they let you get away with the kind of the forearm, but the second it goes to 2 hands, it's usually a foul. And you can see Domas a couple of times like, almost trying, like, is this not a foul in this series? Right. Because he does get. And I don't know if it's a result of what Romero was talking about there and the way he's been defended, but it seems like when he goes to make that turn, when he goes to, I didn't equate it to the hand or the forearm in the back. I equated it to the strength of both of those players he's going against, Draymond Green and Kevon Looney. His turn to the basket is a bit of a struggle, and that was that's like when Kamara called yesterday and was talking about. The blueprint to defend Domantas Sabonis, like the Golden State Warriors aren't the first team that we've seen fall back on Domas. It's just a lot different when you have guys who can, to a certain degree, match Domas's physicality. Right. And it's when he's able, because he's very comfortable headed to the basket, going to the basket and creating his own shot there. But when he's matched up with guys who are equally or at least close to equally as physical as him, it appears to be a struggle, and I feel like that's what we've seen, defense wise.
Yeah, man, and like I said, they're doing a good job. He did a couple of things in that in the game 5 that I wanted to see. I know he had the shoulder dip and all this other stuff, but a couple of times they're waiting for him in the key right at the restricted area. And instead of bulldozering down there, just walk yourself down to where he's at and then put him on your hip and back him down right there 5 feet from the basket. And I like that more than the 15-foot pull-up. You know what I mean? Because once again, I think about it like this.
He seems unsure of that shot too.
Yeah.
Right now. Maybe and I think I 100% think that's this series thing.
Yeah. And that's something he's going to get better at. Like, I believe there's going to be a time in the next season or two where you can't do that with Domas. Like, he's to become a better shooter doesn't happen in one summer with Lethal Shooter. It's something that takes time and takes years to get better at. And I think he will get better at that. And like I said, you won't be able to defend him in that way moving forward. But right now, I want him to just go in there, put him on your hip and work out right there. I've played plenty of guys, people, not just me, anybody play number of guys, one-on-one or in a game or pickup or anything like that. And let's just say, for instance, if I'm playing one-on-one against LeBron, what do I have a better chance of? If him muscling me down and getting to the cup and me stopping him there? No. Or me saying, I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna take my chance with you shooting the 3. You might make it, I might lose, but I know I can't out physical you. I know I can't guard you way out there and keep you from getting to your spot. So I'm going to back up and I'm gonna give you this jump shot. And that's what the Warriors are doing.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors are like, if we come up and guard you way out there, you're a little too physical for us, or, to wear us down eventually. Like, that's not a good look for us. We think that you can't hit that 15-footer consistently enough. So we're going to live with that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's sound strategy. But he's got to eliminate that. He's got to recognize that and be like, they want me to take this shot. I'm not going to give them what they want me to do that because they can't guard me down low more times than not.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give into that too many times.
So what changes, if anything, what changes the Warriors' mindset quicker? If Domas connects on the 15-footer and regularly scores close to the basket, right? Like, just decides to catch, shoot, got it. Next play, catch. No, this time I'm going to go score at the basket. Goes and scores at the basket. What changes the Warriors' approach quicker? That or Keegan, Kevin, Harrison, whoever hitting threes?
The threes.
So they'll just keep guarding Domas, or they'll continue to guard Domas the same way, regardless of how effective he is.
Yeah. I don't see them making a drastic change to that. If Keegan and those guys are hitting threes.
So what if? So what if? Yeah. Okay.
Because I say that because I don't feel they feel like I think their thing. You're not going to beat us that way. Sabonis
with Domas on the inside and nothing else.
Well, that and even more so, like him sagging off and hitting the 15-footer. Yeah, you might make 1, 2, 3. You're not gonna hit that all night. We're not talking about.
But he can get to but he can score at the paint.
Yeah, but I don't think he can. But they're not going to change how they defend him. I don't think. I think they're going to ride that till the wheels fall off. But if Keegan and Herter and all those guys are hitting threes, I think they'll change how they play against them to try and shut that water off. Just my thought.
916-909-1320. If you want to get in the phone lines, talk much more about the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. Just about 2.5 hours away from Game 6. Are we 2.5 hours away from the end of the Sacramento Kings season? Poll question up over at youtube.com/ESPN 1320. Kings fans, how you feeling? 55% say see you for Game 7. 23% say great season ending tonight. 22% say, I don't know, man.
What?
That's what they're saying. Lots of votes in on that. Make sure you are voting. Way more votes than thumbs up. Weird how that works. You got to hit the thumbs up.
Come on.
And shout out to want to become famous. We can upgrade your channel and stream on viewers.
Look, they subscribe.
That means they subscribed. Yes. Yeah. So we appreciate you. That's over there on Twitch, man. Good looking out. Twitter the Twitch audience looking out for us, man. We greatly appreciate you. I had mentioned the thing about the Clippers earlier. I wanted to get your opinion on that real quick. I just to recap real quick before we get back to the phones again. 916-909-1320. Lawrence Frank said we got to start taking the regular season more seriously. And he blew up any ideas of trading Kawhi Leonard or Paul George. He even mentioned we'd really love to have Russell Westbrook back here, giving a full indication of they believe, I think like a lot of people believe, we'd really like to see this group. We'd really like to give it one more shot with this group. But the message about the regular season and the way he talked about Kawhi's meniscus tear, it was clear Lawrence Frank is not into this load management thing. And he wants Kawhi to play a lot more than he did this season. Is that concerning? No, knowing what we know about Kawhi, which is very, very little, by the way, is that something Clippers fans should look at? Like, oh boy, this could be a weird offseason.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I understand the apprehension thinking, is Kawhi going to receive that well? But respect to his body and everything that's going on. I mean, I would also tell Kawhi if I was in a circle, like, look, you got to understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Like for a whole 2 years, they've, bowed down to, your body and making sure everything was good. And it hasn't resulted in anything. It hasn't resulted in anything. So I think it's completely fair to say, hey, man, we might need to reevaluate this whole thing. Maybe we got it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we got it wrong. Maybe you need to play a little bit more than what's going on to get you ready for the playoffs. So I don't know how he's going to receive it, but it's completely understandable that Lawrence Frank and the Clippers would feel that way. Now, Kawhi Leonard may hear that and hear that quote and be like,
I don't even know where you at.
He gonna be like, he thinks he's gonna be here making decisions this summer because the streets are talking.
Yeah, they are talking.
The streets are talking. And little Larry, I only call him that because Kornheiser called him that. That's Lawrence Frank. He may not be making no decisions.
He might not. Bob might be in charge.
Yeah.
Who? So, it was Clippers and who?
Phoenix.
Man, that's cold.
That is cold.
That's
cold.
Cold. Man, if it's Phoenix, like Clippers, fine. Like I get it. It maybe a smidge bit unfair, but I get it. There's nothing wrong with that roster. The Suns, that is cold. That's cold.
Yeah,
that's cold. Is there any chance Bob Myers stays
I don't think so.
with the Warriors? Really?
I don't think so.
Like this team's not going to rebuild. Like they're not. I mean, maybe it's a long-term play again with Steph being 35. Maybe you're, rolling the dice a little bit, and he was hurt this year. Maybe there's that part of it too. But I just don't see the Warriors like falling off next year because whatever they decide to do with Draymond or they're a year older or whatever winds up happening with Clay. I don't see that team like, oh, they're terrible. I don't see that being the case.
I don't see them being terrible either, but I could see them like where they were at this year as far as like a 6.
How much
close to playing seed?
24 games Steph missed this year?
I think so. Wiggins missed a gang of games.
Yeah, Wiggins missed like I think 30 something. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't.
They're gonna be good. I don't think they're going nowhere.
I think there's
or something like that.
I told you this before. I think there's a route where they could wind up being really good. And I haven't worked it all out, but it involves, hey, Draymond, opt in. Where do you want to go? I mean, unless you believe what some people believe, and that's Draymond's going to get a healthy contract offer from a variety of different teams, which I'm positive, 1,000% positive. Rich Paul knows that right now.
Yes.
Rich Paul knows exactly what the 2 or 3 different teams Draymond may have an interest in playing for will offer him this offseason. And if you can just flat out offer him more money, Draymond opts out, you get nothing in return there. If not, then Draymond opts in, hey, we'll do right by you. Where do you want to go? Let's get this worked out. And the Warriors essentially in not nearly as drastic a fashion do what they did with Durant and D'Angelo Russell and Andrew Wiggins. And you just keep the cycle going that way.
Yeah, that would be the move. That would be what you would try to do.
But that's it only works though if there aren't offers for Draymond. That's the only way it works, because the idea of opting out of a contract for $27 million a single year for $27 million is signing a 2 or 3 year contract that's worth, I don't know, 40 or 50, which in my head sounds insane. But what did Bogey just got 60? Okay, like if Bogey got 60 like Draymond from, and I don't know the financials. I'm just naming teams where I think Phoenix. It works.
Mhm.
Bob Myers and Draymond Green package deal to Phoenix maybe.
Any given Sunday.
There you go. He's there at the press conference. I'd like to announce my first signing, Draymond Green.
Whoa. Just people going crazy.
Hmm.
There was something else. Oh.
He works on that team, by the way.
Huh?
He works on that team.
Who?
Draymond Green.
Oh,
on Phoenix. He works on that team.
Got you. Yeah, they got enough shooters.
Yeah, he works on that team.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Phoenix.
Well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's not
so
we've heard that too.
So sorry, this isn't just a TV show. This is a radio show, and Bebe says Rich Paul gonna try to get Draymond on the Kings, isn't he? ... Well, I wouldn't completely discount it.
He would have supporters. He would have people who would say, "Yeah, let's do it."
Just go search for the time that Mike Brown said something bad about Draymond Green, because you ain't gonna find it.
Look, that'd be Shannon would be like, "Hey, we've got a weekly for you. What do you think about the Draymond Green show?" And Draymond every week.
Oh, that would be amazing. The Draymond Green show live with D-Lo and KC.
KC, is this the same? KC, you've been talking a lot. Quite frankly, I know what you've been saying, KC. You're going to have to address and show respect for the 4 championships that I got. I'm trying to bring one here to Sacramento, KC. That's what I'm trying to do. But if you know basketball, you know that's what I was trying to do from the start.
So we're laughing now. Just tuck it in the back of your pocket. We're not going to go so far as to say it's being discussed, because I have no idea if it's being discussed.
The streets are talking.
It's not outrageous that Draymond Green could be wearing a Sacramento Kings uniform next year. It's not nearly as outrageous as it might sound. Oh, and the opportunity for the Draymond Green show here with D-Lo and KC would be incredible.
Draymond be staring at each other like Puffy and that dude on that kid for Puffy.
It'd have to be. All right, Draymond, sit down. We're going to have to clear the air a little bit here.
I will say this, though, and I said it a number of different times on this show, on these airways or whatever. A lot of people like Draymond. And I always go off of like especially if I don't know you, I just kind of look around, like look at how people interact with you or whatever. And a lot of people like Draymond. They think he's hella cool.
Harrison don't.
Well, Harrison definitely don't.
And I trust Harrison's judgment.
You don't think he's hella cool. But I say that to say, I'm sure he's a good dude. Like, I just look at the people around outside of Harrison seem to like him. So I don't know him. I look at what I see on TV and some of the things that I read in quotes and hear him say, and I'm like, that's not my type of dude. But I don't know him as a man and as a person. A lot of people seem to like him that way. So I'm sure he'd be cool.
I mean, yeah. I don't
stop it, good kid. That's
He's not our guy. He's not our guy yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know Draymond like that. What I know of him, that's not my type of dude. But people seem to like him.
Hey, all like kidding aside, and Draymond on the Kings though,
I don't really like it.
It works.
People talk about that.
Works.
I don't like it. Because
works.
You know why I don't like it? Because and maybe it works.
When Kevin Huerter's his normal self and hasn't been hit by the Monstars, Keegan Murray.
But here's the deal. This is what I say about that though. And and the way I look at it, the thing that separates them and makes them special is there's somebody you got to guard all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And there's somebody that you got to guard on the perimeter all the time. Mm-hmm. That's what helps Fox, all this other stuff. That goes away with somebody like Draymond.
You gonna call that man a scrub? You gonna tell him he play like a scrub?
Oh, I tell him he play like a scrub. I'd say that. People always say I called him. I ain't never called him a scrub. I even made it clear.
So
I said I'm not calling him a scrub. I'm saying he plays like a scrub.
There would be two.
He didn't play like a scrub on Wednesday.
He did not. There'd be 2 rules if Draymond Green joined the Kings. We'd have to tell him all the things that we said about him.
I'd say everything.
And but he'd have to admit that he curb stomped Domantas Sabonis' chest in game 2 of this series. Those are the 2 rules. Domas, look, we'll get Draymond in here. Like, this is how it works. We're going to tell you everything we've said about you over the last 2 years. But first, you've got to admit you curb stomped Domantas Sabonis' chest.
Well, I mean, look. All I'm saying is he had my ankle. What am I supposed to do?
Shannon,
I didn't know that would be acceptable to have my ankle. I'm not the most athletic guy.
You know
Look
what
at my core.
You know what the funny part about that is? That I don't know that we pointed out at the time, and we probably should have, because when he talked about what happened. Oh, he grabbed my ankle. Second time in this series, someone's grabbed my ankle. That was sign number 1. So your response to that was to jump up in the air and jump on his chest. No one questioned that at the time.
Like, well, what are you supposed to do? Yeah.
Because what is he bringing up? What did he say? It was Malik. What's he bringing up Malik for? What's he bringing up the other game for? What's he bringing up this whole thing for if he's not acknowledging he's I'm lifting my leg up.
First thing he said.
Very first thing he said.
Second time somebody did it. What am I supposed to do?
So I curb stomped him. I attempted to cave his chest.
And then people, Warriors media. Well, just imagine if he were to try to get around him, fall, break his wrist in 7 places, and have a fracture in his face. Yeah, that would have happened.
Career would be over.
That absolutely would have happened. Yes.
He doesn't have that flexibility. Fell over, hit his head, concussed. Damn shame. He turned into Tua Tagovailoa right before our eyes, all because Draymond Ken Shamrocked his ankle. Who knew?
They were really out there talking about what is he supposed to do? Try to avoid him, then snap his ankle in 7 places? Yeah, that's exactly what would have happened.
And then jumps again like a cartoon character. I hope Draymond played for the Kings. We'll tell him all of this. I also tell him as recently as 2021, a coach told me he does things that other players can't do.
People tell me that all the time.
Just cannot do. And Draymond he was a big reason why they won the gold medal.
Draymond,
whatever version of. Hey, that's what I was told.
You know,
from someone who was there,
and I respect.
I was told that from someone who was there.
Okay. People were telling me all the things that he did the other day, and he does a lot of great things. There's a lot of great things.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
He does a lot of great things out there. Once
we'll
again,
tell him
I'll
about
clear
himself.
It up again. I always say it's not necessarily Draymond. It's the way everybody else talks about it. Like, you guys got to settle.
I got you. I got you. Just for everybody else chuckling at this conversation, you stop chuckling. I might want to stop chuckling. Don't be surprised if that rumor pops up. I don't think Sacramento is first on his list, by the way. I don't even know if dude has a list. Yeah. I do have to believe the idea of Draymond Green rejoining Kevin Durant is far sexier to Draymond Green than you might imagine, because Phoenix is a team where he really works on. I don't know what other like contending teams he really works on. A couple of them were brought up to me like a year ago, but Phoenix was the number one team. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. 916-909-1320 if you'd like to get in on these phone lines.
Real quick before we get out of here, if nobody's on the line, is nobody on the line? Where are we going?
No, we're good. You go ahead. You're fine.
Speaking of the Suns, I was going to say, did you see that news out of Phoenix? But Kevin Durant, lifetime.
I did. Yeah, I did. So Steph kind of has one.
Yeah,
right?
I think Steph probably got ownership in Under Armour.
That's good.
That would be my guess.
On some Project Steph gear. But yeah, I did see that. But like,
No,
I was just
only
thinking,
three-
like Steph,
only
Bron,
three in Nike's history. It's Bron,
Jordan.
and KD. Allen Iverson has a lifetime deal with Reebok.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's got a lifetime deal with Reebok, and I think
Does Grant Hill have a lifetime deal with Fila?
he should.
I saw them Filas like 2 days
Those are
ago.
nice.
Clean.
Yeah, those are nice.
Clean.
The
The
you
All
probably
Eyes on
heard
Me
this,
album sleeve.
The structure of Allen Iverson's lifetime deal was he didn't get he got the contract, but he didn't get paid till like 45.
I knew that. Yeah. I remember
And
that.
then it like really ramps up.
Yeah, I remember that.
After he turned 45.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. We'll come back. We got the Dr. Lance injury report brought to you by Dr. Lance at Kazaza Chiropractic. And then we'll talk more Kings basketball. Phone lines open for you, 916-909-1320. Steelo and KC brought to you by Sky River Casino here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320.
They got a nice little shipment yesterday.
Oh.
Short.
Oh. From your guy?
Yeah, man. Shout out Jordan Brand. Always.
Just shorts in there?
Yeah, these shorts. These undefeated Jordan collabos.
But it was just shorts that were in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I got some shoes, not these shoes.
Oh.
I got some shoes. I got the Tatums. I love the Tatums.
Mm.
I like them. You like gummy bears?
No. Is there weed in them? Yeah, gotta be these ones I have on today are a little they're a lot longer than the ones I had on yesterday. Them ones I had on yesterday, every time I sat down, I was like, shit. These joints, when you sit down, these joints, they move. Oh, Dr. David's at work. That's funny. Kenny at the state fair. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, man. It's a long week. Long week. Shit, I don't know what we're going to do next year or next week. If this series ends, well, it's going to end either way. But if it ends in favor of the Warriors, I don't know what we're going to do next week. Kings have been, they have made this show easy for months. There's still a lot more King stuff to talk about, as the season winds down, and then, or if the season were to end, there's still a lot more to talk about. But then we're still a month and some change away from the draft, and I don't even know how consequential that is. Free agency right after that. Summer League will always be fun, and then August will be fun because that's when we take some time off. Then y'all kind of run the show for a while. Damn, Bryce. Yeah, you definitely do have a long week. Yeah, not here, bro. Not here. Coverage of the 4th through 7th round. We'll give the 49ers attention when it's time for sure. I don't know that we're going to be doing that. When can teams start trading? I think they could trade now, if I'm not mistaken.
In the NFL?
I think he's talking NBA.
Mm.
I don't think they have to wait for anything.
Well, wouldn't it be the league year?
I don't think so, because I think when the Celtics
so.
traded for Horford and gave up Kemba, that was like in the playoffs, I think. Unless I'm just misremembering.
Oh, all right. Oh, there you go, Rory. I haven't seen Rory lately. And he says as soon as they're eliminated.
Okay, yeah. All right. Man, they picked up a stud for sure. Man, receivers were like flying off the shelf last night. I had a note, and I think the Vikings were a part of this. Where is it? Yeah, they were. That stretch where it was 4 straight wide receivers taken. I think the draft is so stupid. The the WWE draft. I think the WWE draft is so stupid. Because by like the end of the WrestleMania season, they've completely like ditched the brand split, and they're just kind of doing whatever. Sup, Cut and Pete? Cut and Pete. Here's a Draymond and Kenny picture. Well, it's inappropriate, but it's not wrong. Live on the Odyssey app, live on twitch.tv/ESPN1320, youtube.com/ESPN1320.
Hey, guess what I found out?
What's that?
They're having a Cinco de Mayo celebration around here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here at the office.
Yeah.
12 to 1?
Not exactly.
12 to 2.
11:30 to 1.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I wonder if Kim was behind this. Kim says she has nothing to do with it.
11:30 to 1. Well, I mean,
Do we know who does set up the times for the parties though? Because I feel like we need to talk to that person.
Well, let's not be like overly critical. They probably set it up for lunch. Like, let's call it what it is.
Well, except for the ones that go from 12 to 3.
Right, except for the Christmas party with they're like, we're not going to start that at 12, but we're not going to start it at 4. We'll start it at like 2. And it's over at 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay. It's all good. Yeah. Well, maybe we can get something. Somebody bring us something.
Oh no, that potluck they had yesterday looked lit.
Look very good.
From here. It's great looking through the multiple windows and seeing everybody enjoy their food.
Just having a good old jolly time.
They really dislike us here, y'all. I just need y'all to know. They just treat us terribly. Except Kim, who actually brings half of the people in here a plate.
Yeah.
She literally brought everybody in the studio a plate except for me.
Well, I mean, to be fair to Kim, I asked.
916-909-1320. Let's get to our man, Nato. Nato, appreciate you. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Calling here from San Diego, man. So
hey, that's what's up.
Yeah, man, definitely a different look out here, man. It's always hard trying to find, a spot where there's another Kings fan, but it's crazy. It's like seeing a unicorn when you spot a Kings fan out here.
No doubt. No, hey, but that's okay. If there's a place you're going to find a unicorn, it's probably San Diego.
Yeah, no lie, man. Hey, man, I wanted to ask you, I had a couple theories on, well, one, why the Kings, our shooters aren't shooting as good. I know with the Warriors, man, it's always damage control when it comes to, their shooting. But what should you say, like, as we're chasing, the off-ball guys, I feel like we're working harder than we ever have worked before in each game. And some of that could lead to, bad shooting when we're on the other end. And then, two, with the rebounding, when we're dealing with these shooters, I feel like there's a lot of ball watching because every time Clay, Steph, or Wiggins, they put up a shot, it's like, oh man, is it going to go in? What's going on? As a fan, I feel we do that, but I wanted your guys' take on, some of our Kings guys doing that.
Yeah, I've noticed that a couple of times. I actually noticed that with Domas on those 15-footers a couple of times. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I don't think it happens every possession or excuse me. I don't think it happens every shot. But yeah, we've noticed it. We've talked about it before. Like you could see that willing, that prayer, that hope. It's like just go in. I didn't think I mentioned Davion's shot in the corner. I didn't think it happened there. I didn't think it happened with Harrison's shot. I think it just happens in the flow of the game when 0 for 2 turns into 0 for 3 into 0 for 4. Like it's so weird how I think Katie uses the line. Maybe this is just a regular basketball term that the ball has energy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've ever seen like Keegan or Kevin Herter or Harrison or whatever go 6 of 10 and then everybody else stunk. Like if someone is like going 6 of 10, if someone's 7 for 9, if someone's shooting really well, it's like a lot of guys are shooting really well. It doesn't feel like this team ever has the one guy to kind of bust you out of that team wide sluggishness.
You know who I feel like it is, and I don't know if we're gonna see him, is it feels like sometimes it's TD.
Yeah,
There
sure.
are times when it feels like it's him, like they're not really doing a whole lot offensively, they're not shooting the ball well. And he comes out there and he knocks down some shots.
Well, which makes me wonder if the quick hook is, hey, TD, get out there, take like 2 shots. TD went in there. I don't remember what game it was. I don't know if this series was it. Yeah. It was game 3. That's right. TD comes in, takes 2 shots. They don't fall. Well, he's just like the rest of us. Sit down. Like we needed Terrence to, to break the sluggishness and couldn't do it.
Yeah. So I mean
that's funny. I think that's absolutely true.
That
it
could
is
be
Terrence.
the guy. I am so anxious to see how this game goes and how they go about it. How is it? Everybody, not everybody, but a bunch of people coming off the bench, possibly trying to see who could spark this team. Is it just the starters and maybe 1 or 2 guys playing all the minutes? Like I'm very anxious to see what Mike Brown and that coaching staff has up their sleeve for this game 6.
Me too, because I'm curious if it's different at all. 916-909-1320. Trey, appreciate you. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, you guys? First off, I want to say, hey, I appreciate you guys listening every day. You guys are doing your thing. Love the show.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
My question for you guys is, so, it's been a great season. As Sacramento Kings fans, I mean, we've been ecstatic just given the way that the season has gone. But my question is, so obviously, Monty McNair and the organization has a pulse of where the team is now, and they have some ideas with what they might want to do this off season. So main question is, if we go ahead and lose this 4th consecutive game, does that change things going into the off season?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Like this game, like they lose tonight, I don't think it does. But this playoff series, if they don't win this series, may have changed what they thought in the last week of the regular season.
Explain.
Like they may have had one thought. I'm not reporting, or I'm gonna just throw a name because I don't even want it to be aggregated or anything like that. Say they thought one thing about Neemias Queta at the end of the regular season.
Oh,
and then they saw this playoff series.
Oh, I
like,
got you. Okay,
we can't.
I got you.
Maybe we can't, move forward. Neemias Queta.
I got you. So you've been talking to Devontae Hill. You want to trade Domantas Sabonis now, huh?
No.
That man texts me, trade Sabonis. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I think, and your boy Simmons, he didn't say do it, but he was like,
for the record,
tongue in cheek, talking about like, oh yeah, I can't wait for Sabonis and Bam, the Sabonis for Bam trade.
Jeez.
Get the Kentucky boys back together. Like, no, sir.
That's funny. Now great. The Calipari rumor is going to come back. Every couple of years, Calipari is going to coach the Kings. Every couple of years, it's time. Go get Bam out of bio. You got Malik Monk. Go get John Calipari.
And see, and we'll talk about this whenever more in depth. I'm being a little stitious, I guess.
Not superstitious. That's right.
With this, because Rory's talking about the Kings need a forward that can cover up Domas' shortcomings and accentuate his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to talk about the offseason today.
Yeah, the season's not over. They got a game to play.
Us talking about it has nothing to do with the game, understandably so. But it's just we got a bunch of thoughts about the offseason.
We have 5 shows next week. Yeah. Y'all can pick a position for us to talk about next week. If the Kings don't win tonight, or if they do and don't win Sunday, we got months. Mm-hmm. We can go over a single position per month if you want to. Yeah. We ain't got to do it today.
Tonight, they got an opportunity to keep their season alive. They got an opportunity to keep their season alive tonight. And I'm hyped up for this game. I'm hyped up. I usually in situations, playoff situations, obviously the Kings haven't been in one in a long time, but you talk about the other sports and other teams that are like, there's a little bit of nervousness. Man, it's like, man, just go out there and play. Like, I wish I was playing. Which I can't imagine how those guys feel, man. I'd be so excited for this game and this opportunity to try and extend the season.
Come hang out with us tonight at Public House, 5:00, Game 6 watch party. It was a great setup last time. We know not all of our people got to sit together just because, thankfully, a lot of you came. So come through, hang out. We're going to have a good time tonight, no matter what. 5:00, Public House, downtown. You're listening to D-Lo and KC on KIFM West Sacramento, 98.5 FM, KRXQ HD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320, always live on the free Odyssey app. We got the What's Cracking injury report brought to you by our man, Dr. Lance and Kazaza Chiropractic. You can hit up Dr. Lance at askdrlance.com, or you can text him. True story, 916-707-0456. He'll get right back to you if you're looking for a chiropractor. He is your guy. If you've just been in a car accident, go see him. If you've been injured at work, whatever the case may be, our guy, Dr. Lance, will take care of you. Here's what you need to know about the injury report. De'Aaron Fox ain't on it. He's just flat out not on the injury report. Dude's finger, to the best of my knowledge, still broken. Not on the injury report. So there's no questions about whether De'Aaron Fox is going tonight. There is another game. Obviously, it's not our concern, but it could influence our viewing patterns over the weekend. Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Dennis Schroeder, they're all listed as probable. Pretty confident they're all playing in a potential closeout game tonight versus the Memphis Grizzlies.
What do you think happens in that game? I think the Lakers are going to close this.
Part of me feels like Memphis might win, but I'll do it. I'll do it.
Okay, Lake Show.
I think the Lakers are winning this one. Yeah, I think the Lakers win tonight.
Look, and another thing I want to say, I probably shouldn't even say it, but now I'll just wait. Like you earlier. I'll just wait.
Is it what you said earlier off the air?
No. I mean, you've heard me say this.
Oh yeah, just wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just wait. Yeah. Just wait. We're going to expose some things, though. I'll say that. Just wait. That's the What's Cracking with Dr. Lance injury report brought to you by our man, Dr. Lance. Again, askdrlance.com, or you can text him at 916-707-0456.
Wasn't Domas never on the injury report, or was he always on the injury report? I can't remember.
No, he wasn't. He just remember James being really pissed off about it.
Yeah, that's why I remember. He was upset.
My guess is James isn't with us today. Completely understandable. The game's 2 hours. He's probably talking to Mike Brown right now. He's probably in that press conference. But yeah, he was. I'd imagine. Hey, did you know De'Aaron isn't on the injury report? He'd probably fire off a 7-minute response to that.
He'd be cross as two sticks.
Sometimes James gets really upset about stuff that I'm just not sure why. Like that Domas injury report thing was one. Like, I just didn't understand why he was so upset about it.
He was not happy.
He really wasn't. He really was not. One thing I'm excited to see tonight, I'm excited to see how this team comes out and plays. I have that clip from Malik Monk yesterday kind of stuck in my head where he was asked, what does a desperate Kings team look like? He said, we're going to find out tomorrow. And I think that was more to us than to them, because that was the end of practice. That was the end of film and all of that stuff. That was kind of at the end of their day prior to treatment and all of that stuff. They've already talked at that point. He knows what's ahead. He knows what their mindset is. He knows what they will and won't be doing tonight at the Chase Center. And so I'm excited to find out what a desperate Sacramento Kings team looks like. Because again, you can call whatever you want during the regular season, the Pacers game, the first win of the season. You can label them must wins all you want. The fact is, the first time that this Kings team is playing in a must win game is tonight, or this season comes to an end.
Yeah, simple as that. And one thing that a lot of people have brought up, quite a few people have brought up, that I agree with, is I want to see Fox going a little bit more downhill. The 10 threes, remember we talked about it the other day. For when he's cooking, it feels like he's more at around 6 or 7, and not settling for threes and things of that nature. I think they're backing him off him a little bit, and he's got to figure out that. Looney specifically, I've seen it a couple times. When they try to do the pick and roll, Looney is getting out a little quicker to that 17-foot area. So it's a little bit, it's like a foot or two outside of the sweet spot for De'Aaron. And he's forcing him to take that a little bit earlier so he can get it over him. I wouldn't mind if they switch on that pick and roll and Looney picks up or whatever, and then get the switch. Go one-on-one with Looney or Draymond, attack the basket, see what you can get there. Have Domas as a drop-off guy. Exploit that a little bit more. But I want to see a little bit more creativity in getting Fox to the basket and around the basket, as opposed to settling for the threes.
What's that look like? Just movement, screens, or is that all on De'Aaron?
I would say pick and roll, a little pick and roll action, and maybe even extend that pick and roll a little bit. That would be my first thought, because you don't necessarily want everything going one-on-one against a guy like Wiggins or GP2 or something like that. You want to try and get some mismatches.
Oh man, De'Aaron has been so good.
He really has.
He's been so
phenomenal.
Good. You think we get first quarter Fox tonight?
Yeah.
It's not a thing, but it's happened.
Yeah. I think you do. I think he's locked in. I think we get a top flight Fox performance tonight.
Really? Like top, like man, his finger's broke. I know he's not on the injury report. Like, he does have a broken finger. Did you notice live him doing the stuff with his hand?
I didn't.
I didn't see it at all. Yeah. And then I started getting messages about it and seeing texts and stuff about it. And I had to go I had to go see it, because admittedly, I probably just wasn't paying attention. There were 18,000 people who were really into every movement. So I was probably a little, taken aback by that. And Draymond Green hitting fadeaways.
Oh my gosh.
Got my attention. Draymond Green fadeaways and Gary Payton dunks really got my attention in the fourth quarter.
It was a 1-point game when Draper, and the shot clock winding down. This guy,
and you know what the cold
fall away.
The cold piece was, I kept saying, I think if they get the lead, they won't lose it. Just get the one, because the arena would be so loud, and because they had, like you said, that 1-point possession, they'll be reeling. Like, just get this one stop, get a basket. But that's not what they were capable of doing. They would get a stop and then turn it over or miss a shot, and then the Warriors would score, and then the Kings would score. So you'd just be back to where you were.
Right.
Like, it got to the point where you weren't able to cut into it anymore. And then at a certain point, you couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
But this is it's exciting. How I know Kings fans are edgy, a little maybe frustrated, but it's a 3-2 series, right? It's 6 games. The Kings have won 2 games in the series. I think the way that they did it, I think the fact that they've won 2 and lost 3 changes our perception of the whole thing and gives you the Doc Rivers, I wish you tell the whole story thing, which I'm sure with the Warriors, they'll be happy to do. They'll say, oh, it was a 6-game series with the Kings, but they won 4 straight. The Kings are who we thought they were. But the fact is, the Kings got an opportunity to push it to a Game 7.
Yeah.
That's not the story of the series, but it's the story of the game.
Yeah.
The Kings have an opportunity to push this series to a Game 7.
And the thing about that,
and you know what? The Kings, this version of the Kings team, have never lost a Game 6.
They've never lost a Game 6.
Game 6 Kings. They've never lost a Game 6.
They're flipping this whole thing on its axis, right? Because remember we talked about it, reminded us of 2002. Well, they lost Game 5.
That's right.
Now they'll win Game 6 and they'll win Game 7.
There you go.
There you
I
go.
like it.
That's how we get it
I like
done
it.
this time around.
I like it. I like it. I like it. It was just it's the it's the being in the moment thing. We experienced Game 1 and 2, and then you experience those 3 losses. But I know this is a tired sports cliche, and I think Mike Brown was asked something similar to this when it was 2-2. But you're 6 games in, the series isn't over. If I told you before the season, yo, you've got Game 6, you've got an opportunity to push it to a Game 7. No one's not signing up for that.
Right.
Didn't know how we'd get here, but the fact is, and I think what you said earlier is perfect. How you got here does not matter. You want your season to continue, you got to go 1-0 today. You have to win the basketball game that is on your schedule tonight, and you'll get to play again. You worry about Sunday later. You could think about Sunday later. There ain't even a time scheduled for Sunday's game yet.
Right.
Doesn't matter. You got a game at 5:00. Go win.
Yeah. As simple as that.
Everything
man.
else, whatever happens after that happens, but you got a chance to extend your season tonight. How you got here doesn't matter. How you got to Game 6 doesn't matter. The fact is, it's Game 6 in San Francisco. You can call it it's a road game for sure. You're 90 minutes from home. Rasay is there bickering at the official. Like, look, it's going to be friendly enough.
Right.
James Ham is there, for God's sakes. Like, there's enough Sacramento amenities to make it feel like home. Go get a win.
Right.
Put everything else out of your mind.
This is what them dogs do.
Mm.
They go on the road. They go in the enemy territory, and they go handle a little business.
Hey!
Oh, look who it is.
Never.
This guy's dedicated.
What's up, man?
What's up, gentlemen? I figured I'd drop in and say hi before I got to go get Coach Brown. We're sitting here in the arena, and it gets a little loud with their
it does.
the pregame stuff. So I apologize for that. Here, I'll cut my ears a little bit.
No, that's not helping at all. That's not helping at all. What time do you got to see Mike? At the bottom of the hour?
No, we've got him at 3:30. So yeah, in about 20 minutes.
How you feeling, James? We do a vibe check with you out there. How you feeling?
I don't like. I know a lot of people think that they're like coming to a funeral tonight, and I don't feel that at all. Like, I think this team has shown us resiliency all season long. They stay in the moment. They take it one game at a time, and I think that maybe their spirits got a little broken on Wednesday night, but they also know they're the younger team. This is second game in 3 nights, and I think they're ready. I think they're ready to come out and give it, the best they've got. Whether that's enough, I don't think we know. We won't know until, probably halfway through the first quarter if they've actually got the oomph to get over the top. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think this is going to be another and what has been a really great series.
Yeah,
I think we'll know about 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter if they have enough to get over the top.
I don't know. Like, you'll be able to feel it if this team doesn't have it. I think it could slip away pretty quickly. That's what I mean. Yeah, and I also think that this Warriors team, they like to play with their food. So I don't know that they they know they've got a little bit of wiggle room here, and they can probably come back up to Sacramento and maybe get a game 7. But I also, they're the defending champs. You got to come in here and you got to beat them. And the other thing is a lot of talk around here. The stadium will probably be close to half empty until first quarter, second quarter, into first quarter, maybe even halftime, because it's such an early start and they've had problems with early games here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got an opportunity if you're the Kings, man. That's what I keep saying, man. You got an opportunity. I think that they're going to be ready to go for this game. What that results in, we don't know. That doesn't mean you're going to win. But I think these guys are going to be ready to go. I know you guys talked to Malik. We talked about some of the things that he said yesterday when he, asked, what did he say? How do you play when you're faced with elimination? And we'll find out tomorrow. Like, I love the answer. I don't think there was anything like he wasn't trying to be motivational or whatever. It was just a real answer. Did you take anything away from Malik? He seems to be the guy that, we can like get a read of the pulse of the team a lot of the time. Did you take anything from the conversation everybody had with him yesterday?
Yeah, he's always kind of the barometer with this team. If he comes out and plays well, if he has the energy and really goes into attack mode, this is a different team. And that's what we saw last game. It's what we saw in game 1 when he was just tremendous. He's going to have to be that good tonight for sure for this team to have a shot. And I'd also say there's something I noticed in the last game. We saw Keegan Murray with the big first quarter where he's got 10 points in the first 6 minutes. And then you fast forward to the third quarter, all of a sudden Harrison Barnes starts taking Wiggins to the post and scoring or getting to the foul line. And then you get to the fourth and it's all Malik Monk. It really does feel like the Warriors have forced the Kings to be like individual matchup guy team. And that's not what they've been all year. This has been a team that shares the ball. Rarely do you see one player go on a huge run outside of Fox in the fourth quarter. And I think it's the Warriors have kind of made them singularly dimensional on their offensive side of the ball for a lot of the time. So if they can start sharing the ball quickly, start moving it, getting everybody involved early, then I think we'll see a different Kings team tonight.
How much of that has to do with James Ham, by the way, broadcasting live from the Chase Center? Those who are listening on the radio wondering what all that extra noise is. How much of that do you think is due to the way they're defending Domas?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot of how they're defending Domas. And, I think early on in the series, too, they kind of said, okay, we'll let Fox beat us. Fox is going to beat us. That's the way it goes. But we'll try to slow all the other guys. I think part of it is that they've really just gummed up the DHO game. They've really taken away all the dribble handoffs, which has really hurt guys like Kevin Huerter, even Keegan Murray for most of the series. Harrison Barnes, again, disappears for stretches. So if you can get that going again, if you can somehow get Domas going, it's funny, we had 21 and 10 with 4 assists.
I was trying to
what the hell is going on behind you?
Oh, they're now out. They're doing a band. I don't know. There's a trombone, a trumpet. You guys can probably hear it better than I can because I've got earbuds.
Oh, we hear it loud and clear.
Yeah. So there's a tuba. There's a regular saxophone, and then the really big saxophone, which I'm not sure what that, like a bass sax or something. Yeah.
James,
I gotta go. Is that what you're saying?
James, we're gonna let you get to work. We love you to death. Thanks for tapping in.
James.
And bring good vibes, man. We'll talk to you Monday no matter what.
Sounds good. Awesome, guys.
All right. Thanks, Hammer. I tried to let it roll. I was trying to, suck it up. It's like I can hear James. It's cool. I can hear James. It's fine. And then all of a sudden, the Gap band starts playing. It was like,
then
all
they
right.
turned it up. They got even louder.
We tried. I'm sorry, y'all. We tried. Apologies. I always wonder too. My sincerest apologies to the radio audience. Like visually, you can kind of see it and just kind of laugh and chuckle. It's probably not as funny when you're trying to listen to what James is saying and you can't hear anything except a tuba.
We love the radio audience. We thank you.
No, we do. I assure you we do. We saw some numbers recently that assure what we do. Despite some jackass tweets that went out recently, like don't do that. Don't make me post ratings, dude. Don't do that.
Don't make me expose you to the folks who don't know you. Trust me, I know you well. All the stolen jewels.
Draymond Green, your boy, says Steph Curry is the GOAT. The greatest of all time. Like over Jordan, over LeBron.
Well, I mean, that's nice of him to say. He's top 10 all time.
Steph has GOAT labels. He is the greatest shooter of all time.
All time.
We also have to start looking at Steph as where he's really similar in that GOAT label as Jordan and LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Is Steph Curry is one of the greatest box office attractions ever.
Oh yeah.
He's must-see television.
Mm-hmm.
And has been for almost 10 years now. I mean, at least 9 for sure. Like he's a guy you tune in to see.
Absolutely. He's on that short list of guys. It's probably like 10, maximum 10 guys. Maybe you're thinking like 5 to 7.
Yeah, there's a lot of great players that aren't on that list.
Tim Duncan's the first one that comes to my mind. But like
great ball player, not box office.
You talk about Jordan. You talk about LeBron. I throw Kobe in there.
Kobe's in there, yeah.
I throw Steph in there.
See, like Shaq in there?
No.
Shaq, no. Okay.
No, Shaq. Later in his career, no. When Shaq first jumped on the scene,
Orlando
he was must-see TV. Like you stopped everything.
Orlando, early Lakers.
Yeah, you stopped everything to see Shaq. But as the years went along, I don't think you tuned in to see Shaq. You might have tuned in to see Kobe and what he could do.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
man, it's a really
5.
small list. Yeah, it's a really
guys.
small list. I legit can't think of anyone else off the top of my head. Like Irvin was, like Magic was.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's
before.
Kind of different. Like I don't know how to back that up, but I feel like I'm right.
Right.
Like, I feel like,
and I'm thinking that's a different era.
Yeah.
Because then you could say Dr. J. People love to see Dr. J.
But when did you tune in to see Dr. J?
Well, we weren't tuning in. We didn't have control of the remote.
Reading about him.
Yeah. But I'm saying like people who lived through that would say Dr. J. But I'm not counting that. I'm not. That's why I wouldn't count I'm not putting Magic in there either because I'm only talking my era.
I'm sure they've done this. They did it. I know they did it like yearly. But if you measured like LeBron and Steph, who has the highest level, like the biggest like social media buzz, be it clips, name mentions, things like that. With LeBron, you'd have to be careful because you'd want to weed out a certain group that talks about LeBron James, which is probably the most definitive sign that he's the greatest of all time. But in terms of box office, man, it's those 3 for me. It's those 3.
Yeah, I agree. So
Steph Curry, a bad dude, man. I love watching him play. I hope he has the worst game of his professional career tonight.
Oh man, go for 15. Go for 15.
Go for 5.
Tonight. Yeah, 5.
Splash Brothers go for
miss every
Splash
shot.
Brothers go for a combined 15. I'm good. I'm good for that.
Just miss every shot, And
Tony Harvey in the post game can go, man. That Splash Brothers thing ain't real. That thing ain't real.
I'm trying to see. I have my list. I don't know where it's at. I have my list of
your top 10 list.
Yeah, my top 10. I think I got them at 7. I can't remember.
I can't remember your list either. I don't remember who you had at 1, to be honest. Was it Jordan? And LeBron was 2?
Jordan, LeBron 2.
I don't remember your list.
I feel like Kareem was 3. Not Kareem. Wilt was 3. Oh, here it is. I was like, where is the
knowing our luck. Keep it G says, knowing our luck, Draymond will make up for the Splash Brothers Pro performance. He's going game 7 tonight. 30-point triple-double.
My top 10 players of all time: Michael Jordan 1, LeBron 2, Kareem is 3.
Okay.
Wilt 4, Magic 5, Shaq 6, Kobe 7, Steph 8,
Steph was 8,
KD 9, Larry Bird 10.
I'm going to ask a difficult question. Should Steph be higher than Kobe?
No.
Can Steph get higher than Kobe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think he will, though.
Kobe was 7. Steph was 8. Who was 6 again?
Shaq.
I hate lists.
Magic 5.
I want to tell you it's wrong, but like that's dumb to tell someone that their
This is
list
the best.
is wrong.
Well, this is like
That's what you do with lists.
This is the best list that has ever been made. This is the definitive one. It is. Of all the little top 10 NBA, all that is cute. This is the one. This is the one.
Okay. Whatever you say, my brother. 916-909-1320. If you want to get in on the conversation. I ain't going to say nothing. I'm not. I refuse. However, Han Solo Dolo said, Game 6 Clay, beware. And my response to that is, okay. I ain't going to say nothing. I'm just going to say, okay.
Noted.
Again, 916-909-1320 if you want to get in on the conversation. One more update before we shut this thing down. Kings fans, how you feeling? Poll's been up just about 3 hours now. See you for Game 7, 56%.
It's gone up. It's gone up.
56% of the fans. So has great season ending tonight.
Oh, my.
That's up to 24%.
People now know, I guess.
And I don't know, man. At 21%. Those are the final votes for our poll over at youtube.com/ESPN1320. I'm sad we couldn't listen to James. I was curious about
a lot that
couple
I
of
wanted
it.
to ask him.
So did I, but I just couldn't tough out that interview anymore. We dealt with Drape's call dropping a lot or fading or signal cutting off or whatever. It was really tough to deal with the gap band in the back of James's.
We're going straight through.
Who has what is that live band doing? Like, what are they doing
Warriors
right
have
now?
always had a live band. I don't know if they still have it at Chase Center, but at Oracle, they had a live band nightly.
I don't think I've been to a Warriors game.
Like ever? Even at Oracle?
I don't think so.
Huh.
I mean, check that. This version of the I'm sure I saw a bad Warriors. I'm positive I saw a bad Warriors team.
See that team.
Yes.
Everybody
probably
saw
gave me
and
tickets.
Beatrice.
Yeah, it was probably no
Everybody
problem.
saw Beatrice in there.
I'm going into my
Mike
first trip.
Dunleavy.
It's months away, but I'm going into my first trip to the Chase Center with a very prejudiced view now.
How so?
Well, you call it the dental office.
Yeah,
You says it has no soul. You call it a hotel lobby.
Yeah, it's all true.
Am I going to enjoy this show I'm going to?
Sure.
It'll probably be cool for a concert. Basketball absolutely sucks.
Like
I went for
nice. It's not like it's trash. It's nice. Hotel
Well, it better
lobbies
be.
are
It's new.
Hotel lobbies are nice, right? Like you never gone into a hotel and be like, this is trash. Like, oh, this is nice. Just doesn't feel like a home or has any type of soul.
We'll come back, man. We will wrap this thing up. Your last chance to get in on phone calls here, 916-909-1320. Steelo and KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino here on Sacramento Sports Leader, ESPN 1320.
Hey, Jesse, if I send you something, can you put it on the board from there? Oh, okay. No worries. Don't worry about it. Where's my main man, David J? David J, this is just a lie. This is not true. KC list excludes anybody before 1980 except Wilt and Kareem. Oh, I didn't see you say that. I mean, that's 2 of 10. Doc, Oscar, and West are not better. David J, tell me who Doc, Oscar, and West are better than. That doesn't mean they were very great. Some of the greatest to ever do it. Just tell me who you want to put Doc, Oscar, and Wes in the top 10. Tell me who's coming off. Oh boy.
Why do they call Jerry West Mr. Clutch?
I don't know. I mean, I think he was like clutch in games. He didn't win a whole lot of championships, but probably, he did some stuff in the fourth quarter a lot. That'd be my guess. Don't do that.
Saw this tweet today. Who would you put on your Mount Rushmore for Atlanta rappers? Outkast would consist as 1, 2 on that Mount Rushmore.
Off the top of my head, Outkast. I want to say Jeezy.
Would you throw Gucci in there?
Probably so. Like other people like Gucci more than I do, but I understand his impact.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Atlanta. So off the top of my head, I'd probably say, and I'm not putting T.I. on there. Somebody would probably say T.I. I'm not putting T.I. I'd say Cass, Jeezy, Gucci, and the Migos.
Not Future or Young Thug?
I always looked at Thug as more of an Alabama rapper. I think he's from like Alabama or Mississippi, but he was in Atlanta for a long time. I could be wrong. Future is interesting. Future will probably make somebody choose between Jeezy and Gucci.
Yeah, because I don't really listen to Future, but a lot of people like from Atlanta and that tweet like you got to put Future in there.
Migos got to be on there though. Migos and Cass got to be on there.
They have to. Migos does.
Yeah, Migos absolutely got to be on there.
Is this greatest Southern rapper? What is this?
Atlanta Mount Rushmore hip hop. Yeah, you probably have to choose between Gucci or Jeezy. And I think a lot of people would choose Gucci over Jeezy. I like Jeezy better than Gucci. I know his catalog more, but I think a lot of people in Atlanta would choose Gucci over Jeezy. And I mean, people down there might put T.I. down. I'm not interested in T.I.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
You see, he's a comedian now.
T.I.?
Yeah, he's got like, I think he does like stand-ups and stuff like that.
I missed that.
Alex, I don't know if Chains can't get on. Chains definitely can't get on there over Future.
He's honorable mention.
Yeah. Ludacris, another one that some people might say should be on there. I'm not a huge Ludacris guy.
I like Luda. Chris Lover. Chris Lover. 916-909-1320 if y'all want to get in. See, we got Mill and TC. I'm already thinking about them damn French fries.
Who gets New York Mount Rushmore?
That's almost impossible. Off the top of my head, I'd say Run, DMC, LL, Biggie, and Jay. But damn, where's Nas at?
Yeah, I was wondering if you put him on there.
Yeah, New York is. You need to build another one. You'd have to build another Mount Rushmore.
LL.
Rakim ain't even on there.
Man, I think yours might be right though. Big J, Run DMC.
You might want to take off Run DMC.
I thought about that for a second. I don't think you do though. I think you leave Run DMC right where they are. Are we going to the draft? Is it okay? Okay. Yeah, Nas is tough, but like you don't. I don't know. Day 2 coverage of the NFL draft coming up here at the top of the hour. I'm sure everyone listening to this will be locked in.
Locked in, baby. They better have a side TV in there with that draft on at Public House.
Don't get any ideas, Public House. Nobody needs that.
We're going to treat that like a potential Davis-Garcia fight if the Kings would have played for. I'm going to need a small TV with the draft. With the draft.
Put the draft on. There were a few NFL draft storylines last night. None of them involved the San Francisco 49ers, who will make their first selections today. Tyree Wilson, defensive end from Texas Tech, was taken by the Las Vegas Raiders. 3 quarterbacks taken in the first 5 picks. 2 running backs taken in the first 12. I was a little
crazy.
bit, yeah.
That was true.
Bringing running backs back. I'm with it. And then those 4 wide receivers taken in a row. Tremendous. Another big story. Your Philadelphia Eagles.
What the hell?
Your Philadelphia Eagles moved up to 9 to get Jalen Carter from Georgia.
Jalen Carter, who a lot of people thought he was going to be the number 1 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And he played himself out of that role. Now, that doesn't mean he can't have a great NFL career. It could just be, bad situation or bad timing. But, I mean, he literally fumbled that number 1 pick back.
And the Eagles were like, it's cool. Like, we're going to get him.
And that's
cool.
a hell of a move by them. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy that potentially was going to be the number 1 pick. And really, you probably look at him like, if we get him in our system, we'll be able to maximize what he could be, and he could reach that potential.
Yeah.
That's a big time move by them.
Yeah. Huge.
That's a big time move.
Micah Parsons' reaction was pretty funny to it, too, if you could search that out on social media and find it.
What did he say? Great, happy for my brothers in the NFC East?
Nope.
Is that what he said?
Not what he said. Definitely not what he said. The story everyone was focusing on is 3 quarterbacks taken in the first 5 picks. One of those quarterbacks was not Will Levis, the Kentucky quarterback, who people had talked about this offseason, potentially going as high as 4. Wasn't drafted on the first day.
I like him too. I at least seeing him in Kentucky. I thought he could play.
Jesse thinks the era of that stationary quarterback is dead.
Maybe.
Is he Mac Jones?
No, he's way better than Mac Jones.
I was just asking.
He's way better than Zach Wilson too.
Well, that's a different.
You're better than Zach Wilson.
Yeah, Zach is tough.
The one I was surprised about, I'm not surprised because I felt the same way, but my man out of Florida going 4. I mean, that's a high risk, high reward type deal. He may not ever get it, get to the level. But if he does get to that level of like how he captures people's imagination, he can be a game changer.
Who's Indy's quarterback?
They don't have one.
They literally don't have one?
Yeah, they had Matt Ryan last year.
Oh, that's right.
I think they got that Texas kid, Sam Ellinger there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, people are asking me what I want the Niners to do. I mean, I think they need to work on the O-line. They got to replace McGlinchey. They need a center. At some point, I wouldn't mind them going for a backup tight end. Cornerback, maybe a linebacker just for linebacker depth. And they're going to draft somebody on the defensive line. So that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Okay.
It's depth. It's depth. They I don't think they necessarily. Well, maybe on the offensive line they need a rookie that's going to start. But I think more importantly, this draft is for depth on the roster. I think they got 22 starting spots. I think probably 19 to 20 of them are already sewn up. They just need more depth. Oh, they do need a kicker.
Okay. Well, I don't care. Well, I just wanted to mention that we have the draft after this, so let's get back to the phone line.
Hey, real quick before we go to the phones,
please God, don't let this be about the draft.
No, it's basketball.
Okay.
have you perused the NBA app?
Perused? Yeah. Not recently.
No, the NBA app is dope. They got
it's very good.
They got a lot of stuff on there,
very
like,
good
to watch, like different little features and like behind the scenes stuff. Like the Run is all on the NBA app, and other teams' versions of the Run are all on the NBA app. It's pretty cool. But they have a segment that's produced by Jack Harlow, who he's never appears in any of the episodes. I don't know what that's all about. It's called Pass the Rock, and I watched De'Aaron's episode. De'Aaron has an episode. It's about 12, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Of just him. I kind of pick it up.
So
with, I think they start with the game they could have clinched the playoffs against the Timberwolves.
Okay.
And then they go to him and when they beat the Trailblazers, and they just behind the scenes look. Him and Reese are on there with the baby, and they're walking around Midtown somewhere. So those things are pretty good. I watched Trae Young's too.
Jack Harlow did drop an album today.
Jack Harlow also said he's the second best white rapper of all time.
Okay. I mean, how long is that list? Who's even after him? Like Macklemore,
Russ.
Like
Russ is on there.
When do you get to like third base? Like what do we? I don't know.
Bubba Sparks have bars.
Bubba Sparks a wild dude. That's a wild dude.
You met him? Did he come here from one of the
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He had a smash record once. I can't remember
what was the I think it's Ugly. That's the name of it.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what it was.
That was a
smash. That was a huge
record.
record.
Mac Miller. How we forget Mac Miller? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's probably too.
Easy, nice.
He's fine.
Jack Harlow can go though.
Yeah,
I
he
like
can go.
Jack Harlow.
I know you mentioned the NBA app. It's funny how content's now being produced. Like you talked about, like 12, 10, 12, 13 minutes. Content is now being produced by companies for people to watch on their cell phones. That's incredible to me. It's like we used to complain about the WWE network and how like it's just trash because they would start all of these series and like never finish them. It's because they don't. Their research shows that people aren't like watching on TV. They're opening up their app, killing time, looking to watch something that's 10 minutes long, if that.
And you know who eats all that up on the NBA app? Well, he watches on TV, but you know who eats it all up?
Well, the he's leading me to believe it's Reese.
Yep. 10-year-old.
That's it.
That's all I need is 12, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't give me no hour and 15
That's all I got. Yeah, that's all of my attention you're gonna get. Let's get our brother TC in here. 916-909-1320. TC, how you feeling?
Man, what's up with my two brothers?
You ready, TC? You ready, baby? Are we bringing this thing back?
Yes, man, we bringing it back. Look, man, hey, I'm gonna go old school on him. Hey, we gonna win by 7 tonight.
How is that old school?
we gonna win by 7 tonight. Hold on, Jesse, don't cut me off. Look, check it out. On another tip, the Niners, everybody asking questions when we need to fix the offensive line.
No.
Yeah, TC,
no,
not today.
No, TC,
not today. TC,
this.
Call in on
TC,
Monday or Wednesday and talk about what the Niners should have done and how. Not today.
You ain't got to worry about Jesse cutting you off.
Not today. All right, we got a game 6 today.
What the hell?
We trying to fight for our season. We're trying to fight for our lives today.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that.
All-time.
And if you're gonna do it, get up and storm out of the room.
It's an all-time clip.
What did he mean by we're gonna win
I don't
by
know.
7?
We're taking it old school. I don't know.
How do people make references on this show that even I don't understand?
I don't know what's old school about winning by 7.
I don't
TC,
know.
get in the chat and explain
Yeah,
yourself.
I'm sure TC can explain it.
Yeah, no.
And somehow
Game
that
6.
call was going to end with firing Kyle Shanahan.
It was
anyways.
happening. But, hey, we ain't worried about Shanny and all them boys today. We worry about these Kings, baby. They fighting for one of the great seasons this franchise, this city has ever seen. They fighting to keep it alive, man. This team is number 2, by the way, already.
Kings power rankings.
Yeah.
Kings teams
This team number
power
2.
rankings.
Beam team number 2.
Yeah,
Beam
that's fine.
team number 2. They pull this off, they might be number 1.
They pull off this series.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you.
If they pull this off and Fox with the broken finger, where does he fall on the all-time love Kings list?
Probably the top.
Yeah,
he passes Weber after that.
We talked about it on. Now, granted, we didn't get a chance to see DeMarcus in the setting. I wasn't there for Mitch in '96, but we talked about it in the intros. When Fox was called, that was the loudest I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, that was
De'Aaron
loud.
Fox.
Yeah.
It was deafening.
Yeah,
when his name was called in the intro.
That was a huge sign of appreciation from that crowd.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
that arena was ready.
Mm-hmm.
That arena the other
The
night was
Kings
ready.
were ready. They didn't sustain it though.
And they didn't. Which, to go old school, to rewind 3 hours and 43 minutes ago, it's why I was nervous. We've seen the team play well. We've seen what I feel like we haven't seen them do, and it's an eye roll inducing line. We haven't seen them sustain it for 48 minutes. I don't feel like we've seen them sustain it for 45 minutes. Weren't they behind double digits in game 4?
Yeah, they're down 10 going into the 4th.
I feel like I feel like every game that there's been an up or a down like 10. And neither team has really truly been able to extend it. The Warriors did a little bit in that game number 3, but it was late. It was pretty obvious at some point. Okay, the Kings shot, they're just not falling tonight. Like that run isn't happening. And we know from dealing with this for an entire season, the Kings are, I think you go so far as to say they're never out of a game. Certainly rarely ever out of a game. Like they can shoot themselves back into it, but you can always feel it. And that feel wasn't there in game 3. Obviously, how they come out is important. I wasn't trying to discount that when you brought it up. I certainly wasn't trying to discount it when Ham brought it up. Like, I truly don't know if we're going to know the Kings are going to win, or if they're going to be able to sustain this, or how they're feeling, or what type of oomph they have. Tell us about 10 seconds left in the game. Is it a 1-possession game or not? And then we can make our judgments there. But can you come out strong in the first, the second, the third, the fourth? Can you sustain Klay Thompson hitting 3 straight threes?
Yeah.
Can you sustain Steph Curry hitting 4 straight? Can you sustain all of that stuff?
Yeah. Nah, it's real. It's gonna take a 48-minute game to win tonight. Like I don't believe you're not gonna be able to have long lulls, and I'm not even sure you're gonna be able to get down 10 and fight back and win this game. I think you're either gonna have to be up or keep it close, keep it tight. Don't let them run away at all to win this game. I don't see a big comeback for a victory happening, but it's right there in front of them, man. It's right there in front of. If I was Mike Brown, I was talking to these guys, man. I'd say, look, you've been there all series. Sometimes you win, other times you've lost it. But this team hasn't, aside from game 3, where I don't think either team played well. This team hasn't dominated you or anything. It's the little things. It's a little focus. Even in game 4, you were up. Now the Warriors are going to make a run, so it's easier said than done. But you were up 9 on 2 separate occasions. You got a little lax on the defensive end. You got loose with the ball. You had bad shot selection, and they were able to erase those 9-point leads. It's those little moments right there. It's those little moments that if you can eliminate, you have every shot in the world of winning this game and bringing it back home for a game 7. So it's their form tonight, man. It's their form. They're going to have an opportunity. I think they're going to bring it. They're going to be ready to play hard. Can they execute is going to be the question. I don't think effort or focus will be the problem. Can they execute?
Yeah, I don't think effort has been an issue at all in this game. I do think game 3 looked different, but I don't think it was an effort issue. I think it was just the way that they were playing was different. Can they hit shots early? Can they sustain it? And I think you laid out a simple, obviously hitting shots was a part of it, but protect the basketball. Protect the basketball. You've done that for the most part this series, by the way. You've done a really good job. Game 5 is a bit of an outlier, which is really frustrating because it was at home. But you have protected the ball for the most part this series. Continue to do that. Take advantage of opportunities that you earn on the defensive end. Like that's the other. We talk about defensive stops all we want to. What true value does a defensive stop have if it doesn't lead to anything? Right? You earn some of those in game 5. You got stops. You forced turnovers. You forced missed shots. And more times than not, they led to nothing. Use those as momentum. And again, easier said than done. Use those as momentum building moments. They did a great job. I thought they did a phenomenal job in game 5 of pushing. They did not play that game slow at all. At no point, not when they were up, not when they were down, not when Clay was hot, not when Steph was hot, not when, weird sentence, when Draymond Green was hot. They kept pushing. Ball in. They did that. That's their game. That's how they play. They have to do that tonight.
Absolutely. I was just about to say that pace has to be up and down. We got to get up and down the court. You got to keep pushing at these guys. They're the world champions. They are capable of handling any type of game you want, but you need to check them legs. You need to check them legs and see what they got.
Yeah.
Keep pushing at these guys. I know you may be tired too, but you got to keep pushing at these guys. And they'll tell you what they want to do. If you pushing and they start walking it up, they don't want to push. They don't want to push. Get up and down that floor. They'll let you know what type of game they want to play. But you get up and down that floor, you push the ball, and you get your guys going, man. You get Kevin Huerter comfortable in playing. You get him some easy wide open looks. You let him know. And if you're Fox, I know they're doing this, but if you're Fox, Davion, Sabonis, any of those guys, Kevin misses the first shot, it's coming right back. I need you ready. Shoot that ball. It's coming right back. If you open, I'm going to hit you. So don't worry about what happened there. It's coming right back. You need to instill confidence in all of your teammates. Davion Mitchell, you're open. Shoot the ball. Shoot it. You miss it, I got the ball. It's coming right back to you if you're wide open. Shoot it. They're going to need everybody, baby. They're going to need everybody.
Well, we're going to need Mike right now. 916-909-1320. What's up, Mike?
My peoples, man. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, Mike? How you doing, bro?
Man, I've been watching y'all, hearing you guys from when you guys were losing. I'm, from Chicago, Bulls fan, unbiased, I went to high school with the Guru and everything. So, I look at sports, and I love your Drake bars. I was hearing a few of them last season, but now we got, platinum hits going around here.
No doubt.
But I'm a baller, and I swear, bro, I'm so frustrated with the usage of Keegan Murray. The first game of the year, I turned the game off because he was in that corner like a statue compared to what I saw him doing in the rookie league, cooking. And it's like, secondly, I feel it's kind of strange. So he'll have a game he explodes, right? Wow, he's on fire, right? Then the next game he gets 3 shots. Or there's games I've watched where he's sitting in the corner, especially those Memphis games, and a lot of people cheat off of him because either they don't feel it's going to get kicked out to him or they just know he's not going to get it. And lastly, I think the evolution of Fox and Monk tonight is to learn the Michael Jordan effect. Trust your teammates. Pump fake, kick it out.
Okay.
I hear you.
Trust your teammates.
I hear you. I hear what he's saying. If I need a bucket, it's gonna be hard for me to say Fox don't shoot it, but that's kind of what I just talked about. Hey, Kevin Huerter, if I'm De'Aaron Fox, I'm getting you to rock. I can't do this without you today.
I mean, one of Fox's best plays, I think it was last year, was a game winner, but he ain't shoot it. He drew the defense in and found Chimezie in the corner, and he trusted Chimezie to shoot it and make it.
Yep.
What do you think about what Mike said about Keegan? Does Keegan need more movement?
Keegan needs a little more movement, but Keegan also plays a role in that, in my opinion. You know, he's got to be more aggressive. He's got to go shot hunting, and it's got to also be a situation where I tell people all the time, if the play's not called for you, you're not getting the ball. There's other ways that you can get the ball and be effective. Keegan Murray's 6'9", 6'10". I'll get you an offensive rebound. Now, I know there's certain rules that they have in place. Maybe he can't always crash the offensive rebound. He's got to get back. I get all that. But, man, go get you an offensive rebound. Go get in the pass lane, get you a steal. Go coast to coast.
Well, based on some things Mike said earlier, I don't think he's going to be against Keegan crashing the boards.
Yeah.
Offensively or defensively.
Yeah. So I think it's twofold. I think sometimes maybe they do need to look for him a little bit more, but I also think Keegan lets that happen a little bit by just not being active enough. You know, and I want to see him be active. I want to see him all over the place. I thought he was active in game 4. You know, that led to him getting looks in the half court, but he was on the boards. He was running the floor, getting easy layups. There was a play in that third or fourth quarter where Wiggins had a chase down block on Davion, I think it was. Keegan, just like he's supposed to, didn't assume anything, ran the floor, was right there for that ball to get the putback. I need that level of aggression throughout this whole game for him.
Feeling good?
I feel the same. I'm excited, but the confidence level is like 5 at best. It's probably around 4. So I'm excited. I don't know what's going to happen.
Feels like it's been a while since we've seen them win. I think that's the killer. Like it feels like they have not won a basketball game in a while.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true given how far apart these games have been spread out. Their last win was last Monday.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
We are wrapping up and we are headed to the Public House, downtown Sacramento. We're going to watch the game there. Come through, watch with us. These watch parties have been tremendous. We're so happy that you have been a part of them. If you're downtown, just stay there. Head over to the Public House, hang out with D-Lo and KC, and watch Game 6 together. Regardless of what happens over the next couple of days, we'll be back here Monday at noon. Sacramento Sports Leaders, D-Lo and KC, brought to you by Sky River Casino on ESPN 1320.
Go freaking Kings. Roll up to my freaking neck.
Oh, man. All right, Kels, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Shut up, John Pauls. Well, he was right. He said we do need to change that, but every watch party has resulted in a loss.
It's not good. Yeah, not good. Yeah, not good. We are 0 for everything right now. We're like Keegan shooting 3 or Kevin shooting the 3. I mean, all right, y'all. We do legitimately have to get downtown. So we love y'all. Hope some of you guys can make it. If not, all good, man. Whether the Kings play 1 game or 2, or we're setting up for another series, we'll see you guys on Monday. Appreciate you as always.
Holla. Go Kings.